Coop itself lo groundbreaking mi binigo na bin start lo display time ng groundbreaking mi bin come up. First, although he got some lik work or like make him nothing. Government want them, maybe provincial government only give him 2.5 million. Now all work him some work, that's all report. Now something all finish him good. Now beyond only go again lo work him narapla report again long 10 million lo work him detail report na scope na bill of quantity na all arabla list all to all by work him final dan display 10 million no got money been look sawe seems only been request up to now. So last time me been kisim legally brief around the country, now me come some brief lo display, I'm also 2.5 years, and been come up also. Na legally report or look sawe only been make him tas all no got one blah report me kisim in detail long 2.5. But request long 10 million stop. Almost put me go long. Here be in plenty time, got funding na NEC work law. Follow up stop. Maybe talking more long. Try and look again na kain sem. But look anyway na kain sem maybe good plan more long. Or some leader you blah can bung one time na can write him one blah strong blah pass na you may can ask him recommendation blah me blah can ask him na you may can try pursue na look him. But at this stage progress come up yet no got one blah funding come yet. Na kain semso. Bibla mamas isawe kundiawa can be relocated. Na simbu juaga can serim display become lo hagen happy ko lo goroka. You can make him also but seems me ko lo groundbreaking enough lo now and progress that fast. So by mibla follow up so you bla help me bla long him display follow up. Now you can look him na. Tu me like talk savel long you me all kata all sem. Feasibility studies na detail scoping na all display kind something themselves costing millions of kina. Why na display come up? One specific work only make him. Display all kata you me can check him. Big project so one you me like make him all talk 20 million, 40 million, 30 million. That's lo paperwork that's all. Paperwork that's all na. Then actual project so we eventuate. Now display 10 million and me fill him and plenty. You may can look good now. You may can reduce him come down. Flat land you may can level him now. Make him easy work. Culverts or something actual cost them by one up. That's all. Just paperwork must come down. So display way you may can pursue him up. So you blah bung one time write him one blah pass where you blah can sign or some me blah one bell or move him kondiawa ego lo coop so you may can work bung one time with NEC, my team, and we can show some funding progress. Thank you.
The Honourable Member for Goilala.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in my people's chair to ask a question directed to the good Minister for Mining, but he's not here, so I rather prefer asking to the Prime Minister. Prime Minister, my question is, Mr. Speaker, my question is in relation to Tolokuma Mine. The then Tolokuma Mine, now renowned or renamed Toru Minerals. The Tolokuma Mine may not be that colorful that will attract attention, but if we put Tolokuma Mine in the middle of people who all have a lot and those of us who have nothing, Tolokuma Mine is important to Golala people. I'm prompted to ask this question is because lately we see happenings around Tolokuma Mine after the liquidation and the laying off of staff and also the shutting down of the operations of Tolokuma Mine. And now we have a Toru Minerals that has taken over and owns the license and everything else. And before I go on, let me from the outset thank MRA and the Marape Rosso government for the first time connecting Tolokuma mines to the rest of the world. And the road is at Fane in the proximity of approximately 5 to 6 kilometers from the mine. So the Tolkumo mine is visible, and it will not be an expensive mine anymore. Everything that happens will be by road. So thank you so much, Prime Minister, and your government, our government, as well as through MRA. Why I ask this question is that I'm holding a live document, which is an MOU signed, revised MOU signed on the 30th of November 2007, when the then mining minister was Sepu Katemu, member for Abao. The previous MOU was signed in 1993 or around there. In this document, this live document, a copy that I'm holding, there's a lot of very good things that will benefit the people of Golala. Unfortunately, the mine has existed from 1993 up until the time of liquidation, and now it's starting. It is a sad story to say here that the local member of the area is not aware of what is happening. I think the good governor might not be in the picture as to what is happening. We are here to represent our people. We are not in another country where the land is owned by crown or state. The land is owned by people. But by virtue of people owning the land, people must be the first people to know what is happening. And in doing so, likewise, open members, because we represent people here. We are not in Australia where the state-owned land and you just walk in, using the might of state to go and do anything and everything you want to do on people's land. So my question, Prime Minister, is, as Mr. Speaker, my question through you to the Prime Minister is this. Enough, Prime Minister Ken Toksavel or people of Golala, at what stage we are in with that mine? One. Number two question, we have tenement areas that are also within the proximity of the mine. You have Sere, Duma, Sindo, Saki, Mount Orom. All these are also high deposits areas. So we of the Golala people of the view that as soon as Tokukuma is coming to its variable states, or if the material or the gold is running out, there is a possibility of extension into these tenement areas because there are very frequent exploration activities going on without even I knowing. No courtesy call, no courtesy to me and Governor in terms of writing or roundtable. I know the Mining Act or Extractive Industries Act doesn't allow me to sit, and some of us are pushing for that, so we are also on the table. So, good Prime Minister, can you advise or inform the people of, or Speaker, can the Prime Minister inform the people of Golala, one, where the mine is now, at what stage? Number two, what are the goods, apart from developers and the state, the provincial government and the LLG, excluding GDA, hoping that GDA comes on board, what are the benefits that the people of Golala will get through benefit sharing when the mine does kick off? And two, because we have those tenement areas, it is a mining lease, ML. Is there a possibility that in the near future, this mine will be SML, Special Mining Lease Area? So those are my few questions, but like I said, we are for the mine. We want the project to go ahead. It is just that Madam Governor, she's not in the room, but I stand on her behalf. Madam Governor and me as local member need to know what is happening in our backyard. Because 3 days ago, some land officers landed in Mondo, which is close to the mine. And we received calls that the people were trying to remove them. So our advice was, let the lands people to go ahead and do what they want to do. We don't know why they're there, but they're there already, so allow them to do what they want. So that is my line of questions through you, Mr. Speaker, to the Prime Minister, because this mine is critically important to Gola people. We don't have anything. We don't even contribute to the coffers of the government. So if this mine is coming, we would want to know, but we do it properly. So we give government share of it, and our people get their share. Developers get their share and go. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Prime Minister, before I ask you to respond to the honourable member's question, I'd like to remind all members that we only have 45 minutes for question time. So when you have a question prepared to ask to a minister and you want to give a background of those questions, make that short, get to the point of your question, and the minister whom you will respond, if you have a long detail of answering that question, prepare yourself well and you can ask for a leave after any question time to give a long detail of answers. The short question answers that you can give to a question, you just give a short answer to a question so that we give enough time for all you members to ask questions on the floor of Parliament. The Honourable Prime Minister.
All right, thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I want to appreciate the question raised by Member for Guelala. Firstly, I want to also give assurance to the Member for Samarai Murwa who did ask a similar question last week. Sometimes next week when the full answer is with me, we'll take a paid advertisement so that our constituents in respective areas of our country, the provincial governments and the country knows in respect to those questions raised, especially matters relating to resource projects in our country. In respect to Tolukoma, it is a mining lease operation, and the governance framework around a mining lease operation will take its course. But whatever it is, I am quite surprised that the district and the province is not aware of the operations of the mining reopening of Tolukama. I will make it my business to make sure the mining department and MRA in the process of issuance of license or operations, the provinces concerned are fully aware. Province concerns are fully aware, and in the event of not just Tolukama but any important resource projects that is happening, all national government departments must inform the province concerns and the district concerned on what is happening. Certainly for Tolukama, I understand a mining lease was issued. The road that is now close to the mine area is partly assisted by the MRA and partly by the investor concerned. The mine was abandoned some time back because of the return on investment was not sufficient to cover operations because of the airlifting of personnel and every operation supported by helicopter operation out of Port Moresby. Hence, the resource was not able to be harvested sustainably in as far as making profit is concerned. But the new mining leaseholder has shown extreme resourcefulness in trying to deliver a road into the mine area so that it can cut away the use of helicopter. And the last time I was flying in and out of the area, I was able to fly through to see the road being punched up into the Owen Stanley Ranges. I will inform the mining minister to get a full brief on this one. But something I want to give full assurance to the member concerned. Pangu Party policy adopted by this government is that any resource project to the scale of a project that is being operated, where possible in the mining agreement, whatever national government secures, 40% is passed back to the province and to the landowners. Simply because they're in the project area precinct, they need to feel that the project is part of them and then part of the project. And certainly if it is a mining lease that will be operated, I look forward to the mine agreement, a new agreement that will govern new Tolukama going forward. There'll be a place for the district, there'll be a place for the province, there'll be a place for LNG and landowners on the table. We don't want to leave landowners and all local parties behind. But at the same time, we must also understand these mines also must be profitable. for benefits to be shared all around. And whatever engagement national government does engage with the project developers, benefit we secure. About 55% of the 55%, 40% of the 55% must be and will be passed back to the landowners, just like we're doing in Pogra and all the other projects we negotiated. So certainly the Guelala DDA, the Central Province, and the landowners will not be left outside of the Folukoma, which is hope the mine is proven successful in as far as return on investment is concerned, and everyone around could benefit from a new Folukoma. Thank you.
Honourable Member for Sinisena Yangumur.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I'm grateful that the recipient of my question has made an orderly entry. So I'll welcome him with a question. The sale of the MBIL's shares in BSP Bank have been a big matter of controversy in recent times, and it still remains a controversy, Mr. Speaker. It's a very important national issue. We need to resolve it in the national interest properly, not to give airy-fairy answers that obfuscate the real position of the questions that we are asking. So I have been saying all along, Mr. Deputy Speaker, that the Motor Vehicle Insurance Limited is a trust company. It's a trust company. The property managed by that company is owned by other people, motor vehicle owners, before and now. That includes most of us here who are driving motor vehicle. We own that trust fund. We own the money inside that fund, managed for us by our government. That is the law. That is the case. What the minister has done recently was to sell assets in that fund. And he's diverted the fund outside for government's other use, as he said in a recent press statement, to be used to rehabilitate other failing state-owned enterprises like PNG Power and PNG Water. But those funds are not to be used like that. That is the law. And what has happened is illegal. It's a crime, and we need to have answers to this question. I should have asked this question earlier last week, but I didn't because there was a key document that was missing. I didn't have it. Finally, I have it in my hand, and I'm going to tender it to this Parliament. It will prove that everything that the minister has said previously was wrong, was perhaps deliberately wrong, to hide the truth. And I will tender this document for this Parliament scrutiny so that we can have a proper legitimate debate and come to the truth. And I will ask my questions before I seek to tender this document. This document is a deed of settlement and indemnity. It was signed on the 9th of April 2001 when a controversy arose when the government stripped the fund of all its assets, left the liabilities behind but took all the assets away, and in doing so created an insolvent company. MVIL was insolvent. The matter went to court, Mr. Speaker, and I happen to be the lawyer. I took the matter to court and we won because we proved that what happened was wrong in law. And that agreement we reached to settle the matter is documented in this deed, and I'm going to tender it. So my questions are, Mr. Speaker, I'll give the Honourable Minister a copy of my question and also table the deed after I've asked my questions. Mr. Deputy Speaker, can the Minister agree that, one, at all material times, the state was a trustee shareholder of MVIL, and the beneficial shareholders were the past and present motor vehicle owners. Question 1. And 2, the deed of settlement that I've mentioned above confirms that all the assets in MVIL currently, including up to recently the 3,751,051 shares in the Bank of South Pacific Limited, were inherited by the MVIL from its predecessor entities, including an entity in those days known as the Motor Vehicles Insurance Trust, MVIT, a statutory trust. And later, all those assets were transferred to a company by the same name called Motor Vehicles Insurance Trust Limited, or MVITL, which was also another trust entity. And ultimately, or thirdly, across to PNGBC Limited in the process of the amalgamation of PNGBC and BSP Bank, transferred from MVITL to PNGBC, and then finally, all those 3,751,000 shares were transferred from PNGBC back to MVIL. Meaning that if you trace the history of those shares, it came from a trust fund, a pool of trust fund, to the MVIT, which was called MVIT, then to MVITL, then to PNGBC, and finally into MVIL, where it is now. So if you trace it properly, at all material times, Mr. Deputy Speaker, can the Minister agree that those were trust properties owned by past and present motor vehicle owners? Not a free gift. They remain for the purposes of the administration of the third-party insurance scheme in Papua New Guinea administered by MVIL. Never a free gift, never a beneficial free gift, never a beneficial free gift. It remains trust property. It's documented here, Mr. Speaker. I'm going to prove it. It's a legal document sanctioned by the court.
Make your question.
I can see my questions coming home now, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, can the Minister now agree that the state's sale of the MVIL's shares in BSP and the diversion of the proceeds of the sale is a fraud and is illegal? Fourthly, the Minister's press statement dated 16 July 2025, he said that the state intends to use the proceeds of the sale to rehabilitate other failing state-owned enterprises like PNG Power and PNG Water Limited. Does that continue to constitute a crime of stealing and misappropriation of a trust fund? Next. Can the Minister now, in this chamber, before all the honorable members, undertake to freeze the proceeds of the sale until, in an escrow account, until we have fully and truthfully answered these very, very important questions? And finally, can he undertake to return the proceeds of the sale back to MVIL to be used for the benefit of the purpose for which this fund was established, and that is to compensate victims of use of motor vehicles who are injured or who have died. Considering, Mr. Deputy Speaker, at the moment, the maximum payout is 150,000 kina per victim. That is too small. You know, in the case of a paraplegia or death, the loss of to an individual or to his estate, to the children of a working parent who is about 40 years or so of working life left, and perhaps earning 100,000 kina a year amounts to the millions. But their losses is kept at 150,000 kina at the moment by operation of law, which is unjust. But we have the means to increase that ceiling to 500,000 right now if these kind of funds are returned into that pool. There are children suffering, wives suffering, husbands suffering because of the death of their spouse, their father. So we can't misappropriate these funds, Mr. Speaker. It has important ramifications to this country, and we deserve the right answers. Having asked those questions, Mr. Speaker, I now seek to tender to this Parliament, by leave of Parliament, a deed of settlement signed, it's called a deed of settlement and indemnity, signed between Rex Paki as liquidator of MVIL, number one. Number two, Motor Vehicle Insurance Limited in liquidation itself as a party. Number three, PNGBC Limited as the recipient of those funds when it was originally transferred across to them. And finally, the Privatization Commission on behalf of the independent state of Papua New Guinea. And that deed is dated 9th of April 2001. And I am able to say all these things because my signature appears amongst the signatories as a witness, being the lawyer involved and bringing out a satisfactory outcome in that matter. I seek to leave of Parliament now, Mr. Speaker.
Is leave granted?
Yes.
I submit.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I then ask the Minister for State Enterprise to respond to the question.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I want to thank the Honourable Member for Sina Yongomur for this important series of questions. Mr. Deputy Speaker, let me point out that there is no controversy in this as far as we are concerned, having considered all the laws that are applicable and that we did our due diligence and we were able to even withstand any scrutiny from either the Ombudsman Commission or any investigation for that matter. It's a controversy only in the words of one particular man, and it is the member himself, in his mind, due to his own misunderstanding of what happened. This is not the first time the honourable member has raised this issue. When he was the petroleum minister, he wrote to our Prime Minister in a letter dated 7th January 2022, where he raised these very questions. And we then sought the advice of the State Solicitor. That State Solicitor has found absolutely nothing wrong with the process. This question is really based on a misunderstanding of facts by the good member himself. We have nothing to hide. For the purposes of this Parliament, and especially the good member, let me highlight to Parliament what really happened. When the last government, the government of the late Sir Macquarie, was in power, they made a decision to amalgamate New Guinea Insurance Corporation, Motor Vehicles Insurance Trust at the time, and PNGBC. And they named it the Finance Pacific Group of Companies. There were two chairmen at that time. The first one was our former Prime Minister and a good member of Yalbu Pangja.
Well, Mr. We have a point of order.
It's already a diversion of the facts. There's a lie already emerging.
Honourable member, you have asked a question.
I've asked a question, but it's lying already. The point is, when the amalgamation took place, the resulting company was called PNGBC Limited, not Finance Pacific.
Allow the Minister to respond to your question. I cannot allow us to debate on the answers that is being made.
Whatever the name is, Mr. Deputy Speaker, the fact is that those companies were amalgamated. You can call them any name you want to call, Mr. Deputy Speaker. That is what happened. And the first chairman is here in Parliament. You can ask him if you want to. He's on your side. You want to get the real name. And that is the former Prime Minister of our country. Followed by the former member of Numanda, Rimbing Pato. So we don't know what happened since MVL or Motor Vehicles Insurance Trust was established by an act of parliament in 1974. Our vehicle owners paid premiums. And these are matters that I'm not privy to, but at that time, when these companies were amalgamated, it was discovered that this company was insolvent. God knows what happened to all the funds. So the government then recapitalized Motor Vehicles Insurance Trust by paying a sum of 120 million kina.
The government never recapitalized. That's another line. The recapitalization came from the return of the assets that originally belonged to the BIL. From the trust pool.
Honorable Member, I've said this is the reply you can get from the Minister. I cannot allow us to debate and drag on this question. Honorable
Mr. Deputy Speaker, the good member does not understand the meaning of recapitalization. When a company does not have the money, when an ultimate shareholder pays in the money, that's recapitalization.
Honorable Minister, before you, Honorable Member, you resume your seat. You resume your seat.
Government never paid any money.
Honorable Member, you resume your seat. Otherwise, I will ask the Minister not to respond to this question.
You need to address my point.
You cannot threaten the chair by saying what you have said when you sit down, and that is why I stopped the Minister to ask you to withdraw a statement you made onto the chair. Honorable Member, I will ask the Minister to continue on with the response to your question. Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. If the money didn't come from the government, where did it come from? The member has not said that. It came from the government to KBC. I've seen the copy of the deed. I'm very sorry to say it, but the good member misunderstands the contents of the deed. Unfortunately, he does not understand the contents of the deed. We have looked at the deed. All it says is for allowing for the government to recapitalize by paying some 120 million kina. What else is in the deed? He should read the deed himself first before asking questions.
That's a major division.
Well, say so.
Mr. Speaker, the deed says that the assets returned came from the trust's original asset book. It's all listed in Schedule 1 and Schedule 2. What was in the original trust and then later returned. Itemized in Schedule 1 and in Schedule 2 of the deed. There can be no mistake about this clarity.
Honorable Member for Sinsina Yangumul, honorable members, I'm not sitting here as a judge to listen to you as we are in the courthouse, so that you can raise point of order for me to know that the point you raised is being true and what Minister have raised is being true. You have asked a question and the Minister is responding to it. Whether if he lied to this House or if he lied to you, it is the public and those who have access to the right information will judge whether this is true or not. I'm sitting here to facilitate the question you've asked and ask the Minister to respond. So please, let's allow the Minister to respond to every question we have. If I would entertain every point of order to justify everything a Minister can respond, we will take this as a courthouse to reason who is right and who is wrong. Therefore, let the Chair rule what it is.
Mr. Speaker.
You have asked a question. Allow the Minister to respond to your question.
That's your response to my point of order means that Parliament has no responsibility for screening the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Honourable Member,
We have no responsibility.
Honourable Member, I understand what you have raised. Get me clear on what I have responded to. The Minister is responding to your question. You raised a point, whether it be right or it be wrong. You have already given, granted leave and you have presented something to the House. It's something that we can look into. I cannot spend time here to hear you as court and rule whether that is right or wrong.
I object to you continuously referring to the court. I used to be a lawyer, but I'm entirely.
I understand you are a lawyer. I cannot treat. I cannot treat this as we are in the courthouse. I'm making the decision as a chairman. Honorable member, I will ask you to resume your seat. Otherwise, I will rule this question out of order.
You already got it out of order.
I give you this time, Minister. You respond to the question.
Thank you. Assets of a company mean two things. Things like vehicles, buildings, all the others including cash. And as I mentioned this Honorable House, I have a duty to be honest and frank in this House. Assets of MBL include two things, cash and all the other things like buildings, vehicles, tools of trade. At the time, in terms of cash, there was absolutely nothing. And as I said earlier, a cash injection, how you call it, it does not matter. A cash injection of 120 million was paid by the government to KCH at the time. MBL had no money. It went into liquidation, as is correctly pointed out by a good member himself. So it was only a company with buildings and everything else. Nothing to show for, including the premiums paid by the motor vehicles owners since 1974. We're trying to look at the history, whatever happened there. Happened before our time. So, at the time, the state through KCH made that capital injection and needed that money.
That's a lie.
And it's captured in that deed. It depends on his interpretation as well as interpretation of ourselves, including our state solicitor. The good member wants to create the controversy, that is his problem. But all the issues that the good member has pointed out are answered in one thing, by one piece of legislation, and that is the Motor Vehicles Insurance or Motor Vehicles Third-Party Insurance Amendment Act 2000, Amendment number 50 of 2000. That was enacted by Parliament on the 5th of December. It captures and it deals with all the questions that the good member has asked. So I would strongly urge him to look at that amendment and he will be satisfied. Mr. Deputy Speaker, all the issues including whether the assets were dissipated, mismanaged or lost, whatever it is, were captured adequately by Parliament in its wisdom in that Amendment Act on the 5th of December 2000. All we need to do is to look at that amendment and then we'll see the story for ourselves. And to finally conclude, so all the answers to the questions the good members raised are captured by that very simple act amendment. All the controversies, whatever, are negated by that amendment. Finally, I have to emphasize this. The good member has not informed this Parliament. How is it that MBL paid for those shares? Did MBL pay for those shares? No. They were gifted by the Macquarie government. Absolutely. It was never paid for by MBL because when BSP and PNWC were amalgamated, under the amalgamation, it was agreed that the state would end up having 30% of the new bank.
Honorable Minister, I'll interject. I'll get a point of order.
I'd like to raise a point of order. For so long as we lie, I will continue to raise a point of order in the people's interest. When you incorporate a company, you don't need to capitalize it instantly. You can have a token shareholding, token shares issued. And after that is the question, who contributed the capital? The state never did. That's the point. All the capital, operating capital, came from insurance premiums contributed by motor vehicle owners. The state, I want the minister to produce proof of the actual money paid by the state.
Honorable member for Sinas Yongumul, in all respect to your point of order, as I've ruled earlier, since you are putting up debate on this point of order, on this question, and I cannot allow for on the chair.
So when can I raise a point of order, Mr. Speaker?
There is a point of order that you can raise, which it can be corrected, but for you to make a long statement and debate over, the chair will not entertain for that.
What if they are lying?
Honorable member, you resume your seat. The speaker made a ruling. I made a ruling that this question, the question the minister have raised, the honorable member have raised, has been in written. It's been given to the minister. I've seen that this question has dragged on for long, and we already have a few minutes left. I rule that the minister you will respond to the member in writing in the questions that has been given. I'll ask for a new question. Honorable Governor for Madang.
Mr.
Extend your question time, Pastor.
Thank you, Mr. Number 2 Speaker. Before let me ask him a question, or ask him, Chair lo by extending time.
Yes.
Because me pla looking more sem imi dragon lo one question long la time. Na planti all member of parliament only like making people belong all. Only no got time lo ask him this loud question lo also me ask him lo extending time. Narapla 20 or 30 minutes, Mr. Number 2 Speaker.
Member, the question is that the question time be extended for 20 minutes. Those who agree, please stand. Honorable members, you may see that the question time has been extended for 20 minutes. Absolute majority.
Honorable Governor of Madang.
Thank you, Mr. Number 1 Speaker. Yes, number 2 give him to correct so me no arem good amas minute them give him. Because me ask him lo 30 minutes.
Honorable Governor, I'm standing order. I talk 20 minutes. So you mean like extending time, question time by 20 minutes. So maybe I'm standing order. Thank you.
You're right, Mr. Speaker. Make it all right. As a game blomi, talk sawe long Minister of the Treasury. That's all me no looking Minister of the Treasury is down inside. So me salim this la asking me go Prime Minister. All right, ask him blomi number 1 and me go longa. Ramu Agri Industry Limited. Mr. Speaker, Ramu Suga sindaon lo madang ground lo madang province long pla time. Producing sugar na sample mi drink. Amama sample exim sik lo sugar. Istab yet Ramu Agri Industry, Ramu Suga istab yet Ramu Agri Industry comes down na planning oil palm. Naigat Ramu beef tu istab, Ramu oil palm istab na Ramu Suga lo ground lo madang. Mr. Speaker, last year me writing one lo pass go long Commissioner General of IRC. Me ask him why takis belong Ramu Industry only buy me go lo Morobe province. Time sugar, one time oil palm, na Ramu beef istap antab lo ground lo madang. Marang yun kasi mo amblam kage bun istap. Look at good bla beki mi kam. Also kamo ambla tax regime ya im stop. Also sales office o address blow office blow ambla industry stop blow ambla province. Desla province babaim takis. Me raising this la question one them trasra ino bekim. I'm talking about 10 lo desla. One of them can madness them desla. One of them can tax regime me blow lim desla country where papa blow ground ino kisim kai bun stop na narabla province kai kisim tax. Desla ba apply lo Eastern Islands to aram good samla province. You blow grow him, lusim ground beli bela lo grow him all product beli bela tablo ground na narabla province kisim tax takis longan barang keke pun ask him lomi amosam this madness one time by me fix him nokat ba mi kati mo algada suga na ulfa one time na black sim takis na melukin pablo ground keke Kaya bun stop na iba drink suga na pilim sweet stop ah. Abla kati mo suga. Oil palm one time. Straight in this la. PSC belum isinon pinis, bami blago lo kot. Lo reclaim yung blessing lo madang. Want them country too, no can say nothing, check in province blah too. District blah. So ask him more Sam. Ina people straight him, Prime Minister, sorry, through you speaker. Straight him road no takis now. Pablo ground, usaroli plan him sugar longamo, plan him oil palm, plan him coffee, plan him cacao, mas kisim takis longan. Provincial government kisim straight. This is daylight robbery. Marang non absunon nakake bunyet na stop. Imala kisimbek, Papua New Guinea, kisimbek marang, no. You will walk him now, 50 years now. 50 years no independence. Them number one question. By Mr. Tim Desla no gat. Me ask him what's marang mas kisimbek and takis. Number one question. Number two question. Igolo Ramu Nicol. Liba talk to Ramu Nicol yet. Desla week lo tunde. Commissioner General Blair Sigan. And me out him one bla talk. Come up the media, if look him, they talk, thank you, remember, Wabeg, and me ask him this question. Can wrote all big blah, multi-million, na billion company. You come inside, lo extractive industry, or brown industry, or blue industry, or can color industry. Only work lo rob him, me plus stop. Want them can all tax regimes, can all structure belong, accounting, blow law now, loopholes stop. What are more schemes or scams? Now look, continue look in tax holiday. Ramon Nicol sit down and need law development agreement or to tax holiday for 10 years. In fact, you look in this IRC report. 20 years. Not 10 years come away. Tax holiday for 20 years. I'm not midness can. When I'm responsible government by passing away and look this last stop. Now people blame like boom stop. Me are remolsema, my extension back come up, Miss Napolea making people belong. Usuno Bundi, Kurumukari Leronas. Want the people of Marang Mito, no at mine extension or expansion. Until Nupla deal by there is going to be no extension of mine. Until we get a good deal. Now let us talk IRC. Commissioner General, me 1 million straight, Mr. Number One Speaker. I'm talking me got some road blow like kisim narabla tax holiday ken. Ramoni Colino nupla. Time nupla time, nipla lantai sim na grisim. Me talk thank you lo late say Michael Thomas Sumare. Thinking nipla lo desla time country bagarap na need him investment. Na kisim me kam lo desla time. Now desla government was responsible government by me fix him. Na Ramoni Colino nupla company am sit down name like narabla tax holiday lo mine expansion. No got I'm stop yes. We don't have enticing him to stop yet. I'm willing to spend him. Now I'm buying tax credit.
Number two, ask him.
So, number two, ask him also. Prime Minister, through you, Speaker, Bible appoint him. Enough people appoint him one state negotiation team now. People from Madang must have been selected the state negotiation team. Now, we're working talk law extension. Me ready to start the state negotiation team. Come up in state negotiation team now. Me look him. Kumul Mineral Holding Limited. All start to negotiate lo backside. Minister of Mining in Australia, yeah. Take note. MRA, MRDC. Without knowledge of the provincial government, na people of Lamarang even negotiate lo one something. Come to place na talk. Pablo ground no na stop. Popla major claim lo Ramu Nicol. Lo kurumu kari yo laram talk stop. All talk by no na come up. Come up in state negotiation. Enough people come up in state negotiation team lo tomorrow lo expansion lo mine. Na putin people lo marang step in lo desla. No can go back to people na working on negotiation. Nothing. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm asking companies also.
Ask him to finish.
I finish now. You ask him also, so I finish. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Prime Minister.
All right, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to place on record my appreciation for the question raised by Governor for Madang. First time through, we all get a right to ask him question in as far as matters pertaining to his province is concerned. So I want to register my full appreciation for the question that is raised. Also acknowledge our children sitting up at the public gallery. and I do sincerely appreciate if some of the noises we make downstairs does disturb regulatory ears, but this is what we are faced with as leaders. We also look into issues of past and try to make correction going forward so that your future is secured in the work we do. Matters like Ramu Nickel, matters like Ramu Sugar, or matters like the MVIL conversation that was raised earlier in the question earlier, issues and legacies that we're trying to clean up today as we move forward into the future. I want to assure the good governor for his series of questions. Any way, form, and shape to get better for our people is the reason why I exist as your Prime Minister today and this government exists. I want it to be absolutely clear, no shade of doubt. And my record on POGRA is a testimony to what this government is resolved to do. In POGRA, Mr. Speaker, we were earning just 5%. The proper grants were earning 5%. The provincial government, 2.5%, brother. But that was the SML1 agreement we were stuck with. In fact, in 1988, when the then Pangu government signed the POGRA, we had 30% stake in the mine. But when our country hit severe financial crisis in late 1990s, and I can't blame them, at the backdrop of the severe El Nino in 1997, at the backdrop of global financial crisis, the government then had to make some adjustments. Some of the structural adjustments made, including the offload on our powerful PNGBC that was subsumed by a junior banker and now standing big in BSP, and the conversation on MVIL, the conversation removing then our 30% stake in POGRA. Origin Mineral then had POGRA. Origin Mineral was subsumed, and I may be wrong, there are others who are more qualified who have been in and around those spaces as lawyers and accountants and people in the 80s and 90s, that generation before me who had a hand in many of these misconstructs that we're trying to rectify. I clearly understood how we lost our majority say in POGRA, the 25% say in POGRA that Oregon held. And so POGRA was reduced just to 5% that we held, and this government made correction. But our correction was only able to be made when the lease period expired, Mr. Speaker. There's a reference point to Ramu Nickel. There's a reference point to the Ramu Agro. Mr. Speaker, let it be known to us, we are a country that respects agreements. We must not be seen to break agreement right in the center or right through the life of that agreement. Something that our country, even to my own dismay, I give you another example. I am the first one to admit I'm not happy in Ramu Nickel project agreement or Lear mine project agreement. But as your Prime Minister, my hand is handicapped with the agreements that we already have in place. That is legitimate agreement signed by a legitimate government back then. It runs its course. And for Lear, God bless whoever is in government when the lease expires. I want that government to get it right for our people. But any moment, if the covenant is to be reviewed by agreement by both parties, example, in this instance, there's a proposal emerging. There's a proposal emerging for the Ramu Nickel, and government has been pushing the downstream processing element. And there's a proposal emerging that the project agreement can be varied to increase the scope of the project. I want to give assurance to Governor of Madang and the people of Madang. When we sit on the review table, then the people of Madang, through the governor's office, and the local members will be invited to contribute their views into a better benefits sharing agreement that is the entitlement and that is the right work for our country. But having said this, in between those agreements and today, the Internal Revenue Commission has the right, in as far as the duty is concerned, to check so that any and every revenue that needs to be collected must be collected. And I cannot stop them from doing their job. That is their right, whether it's checking Lear or checking Ramu Nickel or checking POGRA or Terry or any resource for the matter, including Ramu Sugar or Ramu Agro. I want to say that we are a country that is governed by rules and regulations and agreements, We honor agreements, but if the IRC feels that some element of internal revenue collection that needs to be collected, then they will do their job unimpeded. I want to point to the first question he raised on Ramu Sugar or Ramu Agro. There are different streams of revenue. The streams of revenue that most provincial governments are entitled to is the goods and services tax. The goods and services tax. Today, for instance, some other provincial government will complain that while LNG is hosted elsewhere, or the harvest from LNG is hosted elsewhere, or harvest from gold projects hosted elsewhere, some companies operate in Port Moresby as our nation's capital. The payment in terms of the tax payment for GST, but everyday payment, swiping cards or check writing for goods procurement happens out of Port Moresby or Lae, then those are collected there. It's a matter of public policy readjustments that can be made, and I want to give assurance to the Governor that it is not out of reach. Part of the 50th reset, how do we ensure that provinces in which resource projects are hosted, whether it's agro, forestry, fisheries, or mining, oil and gas, you have a right to have that fire in you that it is harvested from area. How do we have an equitable? Our constitutional goal number 2 says equitable benefit sharing. How do we have an equitable benefit sharing? These are things that we can look into, Governor. I look forward to your participation in our government caucus. I look forward to your participation in public discourse. You are a very esteemed legal mind yourself. You are the first person in 2019 to brought me into Pangu Party. You were there when I signed to become Pangu Party leader. And I want to ask you, let's look into the policy construct. Let's look into a legal construct that gives respect to you as the host of those resource projects. So other benefit sharing, if it is not GST, then how can other benefit sharing recompense or address the need for resource area people and province, district, and LLG to be embraced? And so good question, Mr. Speaker. And this, at this present stage, in my view, involves going further from a public policy into legal readjustments that we can make to make sure everyone has an equitable place on the table. Thank you.
Me looking plan the old member is enough, but me look sabe lo sambla old member well, you know, sabe make him talk, so me give him opportunity long lah. Ask him. So me ask him, member of Maprek.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for recognizing the people of Maprek and giving me the opportunity to ask you my question. My question, without notice, is directed to the good Minister for Health, and it pertains to the incomplete Maprek District Hospital. Mr. Speaker, this important project was funded through the Department of Health in 2016 for an estimated cost of 8 million. However, due to many delays, the cost was revised to 12 million. From available reports, it appears that the contractor has some outstanding payments that we must pay to enable the contractor to complete the project. So, Mr. Speaker, this district hospital will serve the 8,000 plus population of Maprek district, a population that is rapidly increasing each year due to the increased economic activities in the region, and will also serve other neighboring districts within the Central Pacific region. The only health center in Maprek is always congested and is not able to fully cater for the increasing population. This situation is seriously affecting many women and children, and the need to have this essential service installed is very critical. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, my questions to the good Minister for Health are as follows. Can the Department of Health field a review mission to review, evaluate, and value the Ampanen project? And if so, when? My second question, when can the Department of Health settle the contractor if there are any outstanding fees? And my third and last question, when can we expect the contractor to commence work? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Minister of Health.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I'd like to thank the member from Maprik for this very, very important question. The first one is the district hospital at Maprik has been delayed since 2016. According to the background, the contract was awarded to J4J company back in 2016, and that contract was supposed to complete within 18 months. And the contract, as of today, 2025 September, it's 65% complete. There was 8.1 million kina appropriate for that particular contract. To date, only 55,000 kina is now available in their accounts, and that is monitored, administered by the Department of Health. And I'd like to acknowledge the support given to the particular project by the East Sepik Project Administration Governor and the team, and the East Sepik PHA. Yes, it's a concern. About 9 years now, the project remains incomplete for about 65%. Department of Health is gravely important concern for us. I will send the team, the Department of Health. I've got a letter from the CEO for East Sepik PHA. I acknowledge the report also from the member. I've instructed the team from the Department of Health to the compliance facilities branch team to revisit, to travel to East Sepik, Maprik especially, to look at that particular infrastructure and give a full report on what needs to be done. I am aware that there was a 10 million kina allocated last year to this particular project by the government from the Department of Health request. That funding was not released last year, as many other funding coming from the Department of Health. But it's an important project by our government, and we'll make sure that this project will recommence very, very soon. The team of the Department of Health will be revisiting this particular project next, as per my instruction to them. That's my first point to the first question. We will make sure that our team will do a complete review of this project and give us where we are. So whether we follow up with the funding outstanding that was supposed to be released last year or not, we'll capture this project in the next budget. That's happening at the moment. While answering this question, like talk clear also National Department of Health, one support long ADB, DFED, Naigat online long World Bank now come on board lo support him National Health Infrastructure Plan. National Health Infrastructure Plan that is now before the NEC to give an approval. This is an important arrangement on what we want to do, coordinate properly, capturing all the LLGs, districts, the province, the country, 2025 to 2035 program or plan. So the email kita by Luxavi also tigat all plan one all infrastructure stabilization plan, and that's going to NEC. That will be approved very soon. Like Togol Sema, it will be coordinated by the Department of Health going forward. But I want to say that this is an important area that we will work on. We have now established a project management team unit at the Department of Health. I see that we need to improve on this. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to say also one thing that Milukim FBO or the final budget outcome presented by Treasurer Lodisia and mitigating also only 52 or 53% of the funding allocated to the Department of Health. PHS were used up last year. This line of Kubla Tumas, and on the reason why this will come up, you may look at also all the projects, 1 million kina projects by the PHS who come to the Department of Health. They have a special procurement committee. All the projects, all the PHS are bringing back to the Department of Health any to do with the infrastructure programs. So me like asking also all the districts please sign him SLA, service level agreement, one all PHS blah. So all your infrastructures to do with the health must be undertaken at the district level using your district procurement committees or provincial procurement committee, not having to bring all those projects come to the Department of Health. That takes up 1 to 6 months for one particular project at a cost of only 1 million kina, and that's been a major part of the delay last year. But coming back to Maprik, it's a concern, it's an important project by the department. We'll make sure we work with you to complete this project as soon as possible. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Tubla 10 minutes, extended time, you may ask him and finish. Now, you go along grievance debate now. Honorable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, thank you, Lord Luke Salomi, for starting this grievance debate. I'll use this grievance debate to just make a few remarks. Me like pass them through, kisi mouse long, family blomi, people, party, talk so long, talk thank you, you, Mr. Speaker. I mean, a grievance one time you, I mean, talk thank you, you. Aste, you may send up, witness him, look so long, Lapun grandship, great grandship, say Michael Somare, long statue blogan me unveil master. Me like to thank you, you, Mr. Speaker. This place, pass them through, it's been designated for our national unity pillar. By the time you come as Speaker, you've been consoling me, me plus some play thinking, you may move on to national unity pillar. You talk, one M face plus unity pillar more, you play like him. Somare, national unity pillar, yeah. So you may put him this block, Senap lo Somare lo in front of Parliament. Me like to Speaker, if asked them, me play me to clear, taking this time where country tune in long, TV na uplink, the Honorable Job Hamat, member of Lomanus, in your wisdom, you talk, you may put him display, synonym Facebook Somare. Me amamas lo explanation you work him hasta me synonym bronze statue you know face that's all people full life-size body belong power block country and me stuff right in front long Parliament. Me talk thank you leadership you Honorable Johnson Wapunai me Assistant Speaker this time and me kiss him talk you want them clerk lo Parliament all good assistant speakers. For the last 6 years, this law work he get up. We ramp him up in the last 2 years. We like to thank you to the government, people of Indonesia. Only give him looks away and only assist. On the big life sculpture, long power of the country, and Mr. This plan also master, lo talk to me talk. Statue and physically send up long face long Parliament. But this plan send up long Somare, thinking lo Somare, work lo Somare. Na bell na passing blogan must stop inside the level of Yumi Olkada, latest block country. Somare, in my view, amplified our national union. He never put Sipik first, he put the country first. He never put Murik first, and Karau, he put the country first. I want to say thank you to the people of Isipik. Today I wear a necktie belong to the province. The people of East Sepik unfailingly since 1968 have given this great sana to the country, and he unified the country. His hand in holding our country together is second to none, Mr. Speaker. I quote Semoyave on the 13th of June this year on the 57th occasion of Pangu Party. Semoyave said a fundamental punchline. He said, in Somare, everyone could find a place on his table. That's why amongst many who could also emerge in the early 70s, many Papua New Guineans from all of our country chose to rally and gravitate behind the sana of the Murik Lakes and to make him the leading voice and advocate for our country's independence. I want to ask all of us, Mr. Speaker, I join you as we placed the statue in front of a Parliament as a national monument. It caused all of us to come together. Children could come and educate themselves for the importance of national unity, where members of Parliament can go and seek inspiration in the ideals of where we came from and to where we are today, but more importantly, where we must go so that our children all could have a better life in the future. This must resonate deep in the DNA of every members of Parliament who come today and after us, because Somare taught us clearly what it's all about. I want to reflect on a few moments I had with him. There was a moment in May of 2007, if I'm not wrong, where he came into Tarian and announced for my election, my nomination, my campaign, unannounced. We were to have received him the day before, but weather blocked him off, and I thought he would not come into Tari. I was candidate back then. Privileged to have the Kawi here. He was president of NA back then. The Honorable Simon Kawi accompanied Somare with only 3 in the helicopter, 3 others in the helicopter, descended in Tari. No security, no protocol, no additional policemen. Walked from Tari Airport to my then Senti district office. Today we have a modern district office, but then Senti district office. 1 kilometer up, sat there, wait for me 1 hour before I arrived from my village. He was kind enough to sit me down, tell me, candidate, don't worry about the protocols. We're here to do some campaigning and we are out of place in the next 2 or 3 hours. Something he taught me powerfully in that illustration was humility, able to relate to others and not put himself higher. Here was the father of the country, sitting in my district's then small Senti office for 1 hour waiting for me. When I arrived, feeling embarrassed, feeling that, how comes he's here? And he just shoot me down. Sinani misi, give him belly seat up, beginning of January, become the campaign, Templo campaign. After I got elected, a few weeks later, we descended into the Kokopo for the NA-led camp then. In Warango, he made a fundamental first statement I had from him. Pekinese, you come now, planti sawe manista. We follow 75, no got doctor, no got lawyer, no got accountant, no got degree man. We play broken boss, but think lo whole country tasol mila broken boss. Political independent, we play kissim. Economic independent, we play no kissim yet. Deliver economic independent. We rallied behind him, big project. The late Anderson Agiru, myself and others gravitated, Minister Duma included, worked towards PNG LNG, part of the step towards getting economic independence for our country. He was a giant of a man. I want to place on record my own thank you. When I resigned from the then O'Neill government, he walked to Laguna, sat with me 3 hours. We talked. When I became Pangu Party leader, himself, Sir Rabi, Sir Peter Luce, came and visited me and thanked me for joining Pangu Party. In Morobe, when we went for a first national convention after I became Prime Minister, the 3 patriarchs of Pangu came and embraced the new Pangu Party into government. I was given the unfortunate task of being told by himself 11 days before he passed, in his own house in Morocco, that he was now diagnosed with advanced pancreatic cancer in terminal stage, stage 4. He was in palliative care, and his stable state were inocupla. He broke the news to me himself. I was not able to tell the country. He lived on. 11 days later, he passed. I was given the honor of the greatest honor of my life to take the body back, because he had told me earlier that Isipik he must go in his final rest. He took his body back to Isipik. Mr. Speaker, when he took his body back to Isipik, some of us were in deep emotion, because we thought he'll lay here. I just want to thank you for your wisdom in giving honor to the father of our country, for ensuring that he has a forever place in the seat of our national democracy, to make sure he forever speaks to all of us, just to do the right thing, follow the law to the best ability, and make sure our people come first all the time. May Somare forever speak to us. And as all of us face our 50th, I want to appeal to all of us in the innermost. We're all human beings. May mistakes not be deliberate. May wrongs not be deliberate, rather. If you make a wrong it's not deliberate, we can understand. But committing deliberate wrong cannot be forgiven. Somare, in the sunset of his life, many of us said many things to him. Again, I was there with him in 2011 I saw in him a heart of forgiveness. He said, young ones, let it go. Unite the country. Go to the 2012 elections. His government was taken from him, but he said, let it go. He taught us that time that let it go. Parliament speaks. Go to the elections. In 1980, when 5 years after he delivered independence with his leaders, he could have fought. Why VONC? But he allowed VONC to happen. He allowed transaction of leadership to take place. Since 1980 to 2002, when he took back office, there were 10 times government changed. He was right there all the way through until he took back office in 2002, and we set the nation towards a cusp of economic regrowth that we have today. And I want to tell all members of Parliament, let's see him as a beacon of inspiration, a directional pointer on where our country should go. And as we all work, we'll honor the legacy of the man in the work we do for our country. Let us corral ourselves, lay aside our differences. Opposition, you have all the right to speak on policy matters. Speak. Government side, you have all the right to speak on policy matters and questions burning. But all for the construct of our country. Our country must be placed on the right road. I give you all my fullest commitment. We will tidy next year. We have a fair election process in 27. If Pango wins again, I don't want to win at the backdrop of allegations. But it must be fair on everyone. Opposition campaign fair. All of us campaign fair. And people will decide on who should be in government. That has been Somalia's way. It's always respected people's call at the election. And he has started this path of our country's birth, worked his part, is now resting his part. He now stands right in the face of Parliament, pointing all of us to the national consensus of unity, equality, prosperity for all, leaving no one, no place behind. Thank you, the Honourable Job Homad, for the role you played in due respect to them.
Honourable Governor of Loy Civic.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Me too, give him talk, screw him to talk lo Prime Minister, lo good talk me. Congratulating you, want them, Honourable Wapunai, good work you play, walk him. Me too, head him this talk, number two, talk sorry, long old member, we plenty binigat ask him. Now you may not get opportunity to ask him because all sitting and me short to mas na. Me talk sorry na. Me been got one to ask him. Me frame him also grievance so that at least all ministers he can hurry. Na me talk hamamas too also Prime Minister you wear him flag belong ECP long necktie below you. Thank you. Now this last game me shoot him straight you go think below people belong ECP cam. Now but me put him come long heavy belong you, soldier below you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, last year we been talk planting long all functional grants. I good law so me got 10 minutes so me can explain him. Time all province sim functional grants, Mr. Speaker, NEFCs work him out. Functional grants, I go some long leave first, long teacher, I go long local level governments, long work long all. I go through me plus I sim also one plan, only call him primary production grant where me supporting work long agriculture. Me play got two, always I give him also administrative grants and me go long work long all provincial administration. I go long supporting work long all DDA where all staff long all staff inside the district administration. Is I got two sample halivim where there's a function grants I go long supporting village court. I come now all get the provinces are kissing this plan. So this plan grievance for me, because the Prime Minister in staff, but all minister can inform him and behind Deputy Prime Minister and his staff. Last year we been raising issue long all functional grants were outstanding. Long ECP tasol long all get the province. Now I got some grants too where I go long all PHA all by Ronnie Mall work long all. Now plenty been outstanding. Now government been paying long last year. Now time we been raising long budget debate long November last year. Prime Minister even give him talk commitment long him. Talk promise where me talk. Government by tidy him up, now all by pay him out, all get a display outstanding. Belong ECP Tasol belong all get a province. Now time me been asking this last same asking, me been follow up, long last sitting, where ECP provincial government been receiving funding. Now all get a province to me, so we all been kissing. since March last year, Mr. Speaker. Time me been asking Despla, I think long treasurer, Despla, immediately after, I think 1 week after, me talk, thank you, Finance Department, they remitting 1.8 million this year. It come lo ECP. Now, if you recall, Mr. Speaker, time only been announcing budget long. Last year, only talk ECP, only put him lo headline talk ECP by kisim 360 million. Cash component belong mipla by kisim 70 million. That's all. The rest, pay blow workman, mostly pay blow teachers. All teachers lo ECP only kisim close to 120 million and pay blow that's all. But also reflecting inside lo budget lo ECP. Same one the budget lo the province. So time government is call him nabab lo budget na talk. Desla province kisim olsem, desla province kisim olsem. No cash mi plus kisim. Cash component lo ECP lo this year. By around 67 million. Cash component. Where money where finance department by remitting directly go along ECP province of government. Now this plan by karamapim all get a 6 district blomipla. Now by karamapim 28 local level government blomipla. Stop inside lo deslamon. Inside long M2. You got teachers leave face stop. Mr. Speaker, me talk now because last year me plan no kisim teachers leave face. Me plata sol all get a province only no kisim. There's la teachers leave face so. We were not able to send our teachers on holiday. Particularly all teachers were come to Narbla province na teach lo province blomibla. There's la me outstanding yet enough now. Orat blomi emolsem. Na me been like asking this la question na. Me like him Prime Minister by take note long him. I want them Treasurer na Finance Minister. Worry blomi emolsem. Me play come lo finish blow this play year now. Next session me play sit down and bag lo budget. Now suppose me play no kisim, especially for me, the leave phase, Mr. Speaker. And there is also an education function grant where me play using to support him or swatting to me play staff law, tertiary institutions. Now because ECP has done really well, and ECP now has 3 high schools that are in the top 10 in the country. Plenty more ECP go on tertiary institutions now. And we are having to support them. Los school fee belong. And it's a burden for us. Time government is asking people to make him work, only asking people to improve him health, only asking people to improve him, only asking people to improve him education, now only asking people to improve him economy. People focus on this something. Now when it actually improves, you need a budget that is approved in this house to be transferred. So as I stand before you here, Mr. Speaker, ECP has 59 million outstanding for this year, where function grants have not been received. We have 34 million outstanding from last year, plus a 10 million KINA infrastructure grant from last year. So total outstanding, where government owing people now, 103 million, Mr. Speaker. Now me worry because people by sitting on next sitting and they're going to budget now. Suppose finance na treasury making work loan, na me no since la money. We won't be able to continue to function and operate, Mr. Speaker. Now, PM made a commitment that the government would tidy up all of these outstandings, not just to ECP, but to all the other provinces as well. Now, for us in ECP, we are in a unique situation because, Mr. Speaker, we had to spend our own money to divert a creek to extend the runway. That's why no work from plan. We signed an MOA with National Airports Corporation. National Airports Corporation of Yupla must make it because underneath the loan requirements from all, they cannot do it. Now we have to relocate the creek. Mipla Brooklyn Banis the CIS. We are now into the CIS borrow. Mipla relocating creek, but we've run out of money because our application for the funding, the NAC talking Mipla, Yupla apply Naxim's money. We cannot do it. The funding, when it went for planning, the funding was then given to NAC. We were asked to do the job. This is a national government role, not ours. Same time, CIS relocation, national government function. National government is not working, and the provincial government is supposed to do it. The Turubu Road is now cut off because we had to relocate the creek to extend the runway. Again, national government responsibility, Mr. Speaker. We are building a police barracks. National government responsibility. Responsibility of ECP provincial government. So, Mr. Speaker, this all functional grants here, we're only promising MIPLA. they have to pay us because we are unable to keep our local level governments have not operated for the last 6 months. Because money we step inside the budget, we're supposed to go all inoka. We've been asking whether government got cash flow problem. Na treasury talk no, there is no cash flow problem. Yet, as I stand before you, the people of ECP are owed 103 million from last year, now outstanding this year. Suppose me go na check him PHA is owed 21 million. ECP provincial government, he give him 3 million, where me talk thank you long all. Members from me is down inside the Desla house. Me play give him 3 million ken law by Marasin law, treating people below ECP. So, Mr. Speaker, grievance below me emolsem. Time you me like walking this law budget. Now also me talk, I'm a mas below me emolsem Prime Minister and we wear him necktie, we saw him. I me got thinking law people belong ECP. Now suppose this thinking is strong, me hope also, Mr. Speaker. I can talk long finance minister belong, can talk long treasurer belong, now I can talk long who said on Narbla minister we hold him some money we need lock couple of people. And we can talk some long now we can think him people belong ECP because next time hang up him neck belong. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Milugim samla me Mami, iblabay talk by me, wadok system neglect the sol. Me to like at one blow, moist the sol of flow, so me ask him, Governor Lomanus, you can make him talk for you.
Mr. Speaker, thank you, Lord, you look savvy of me because it's a midlata on a time you speaker. You know, that man can sack him talk to Blomit by mitason. But plenty time, some of the time almost I look savvy of me, but thank you through. Speaker Mixim time law, thank him you too na online go pass law. Prepare him me law 50th anniversary blay me. Me looking plan the good walk come up na by continue law come up. Some that talk law me by me talk law me believe by him got nervous sitting before independence celebration blay me. But tete me like touch some grievance debate law me. And me believe grievance debate law me by issue team you think him blay too, Mr. Speaker. Inside law, Pobla province where government blame me, been alright team law work him. Pobla port. And one blah by go law, Western province, was it Kikori, is supposed to go lahap, Isipik, Wesipik, Namanus. Me aware because ECP can be for last election and maybe Sabe also maybe got a groundbreaking ceremony belong and been come up. Plomanus and online lo transport you walk more kita walk long all finish. Feasibility study been done. Online way go past law walking feasibility study also by cost him almost 500 million kina. Lo walking bridge Plomanus, lo place all call him Dauke. And display him thinking Plomanus like go inside lo walk lo peace. He come up tete, he knock at one blood noise, Minister of Transport supposed to stop. Now Secretary display, please you play, he walk him display all walk play blah. He knock at point lo walk him feasibility study, and then you may not go on. And inside lo display. Me like talk sabe true also ma think team lo album work long okay. And one that time about 2 years ago in this national government he decided to give 100 million kinablo work block fees. Now li burgim go to Tubla province. 770 million igolo medeng by golo SZ lo medeng lo work block fees. And 30 million igolo manus. And display by album 2 display work lo bills. And the 30 million only to by putting me stuff inside lo trust account lo fisheries. And then all officers from me beginning blow ya only go lo fisheries because me black need lo work him display work. Fisheries talk sorry no got money stuff lo trust account. Treasury example is not treasury no stop here. Tok ya ituro no got all work lo blame all kita go come. At the end of the day, ikamam tete monia inogat mo. Meluke minister saman si gopinis. Meto minister minidim sambla mani lo display work. Minister itok next week kasol. Next week kay kam hamas plamun now. Meno sabi ating tok pisim long ol tolay but ol tolay mistap lo place lo long la time ol. Tok pisim long ol igur plan. Display tok pisim I come up tete. But me understand him, minister. Maybe I me pay him some like issues he pass him lo work lo money. People like work hard lo work lo fees lo me now. Transporting on up halivim. Pisarisi sutim nus lo me yeti come up tete. Na gaman blame me stop look tasol. Now tasoli me harimol samla members blame me really vocal about province plongol. Now when we province plongoli maskisim. Me like tok sabi lo manustre dem ground lo me like 2,100 square kilometers tasol. Tasoli me tok to lo solowara and 278,000 square kilometers, making us one of the biggest province in the country. Speaker, you yet you sabi, you got a record for this plan, me to me God. Work for peace for country. And a pay is simply big plan money. And suppose me pum burukim this plan, money go inside lo one block province inside lo solwara blame it is him. Manu is giving big plan more than any other province. That's all come back long him. You mean as I see one blamon? Me thinking lo me must put him some money or NFA directly must come lo me place internal revenue. If behind him catch his tableau province play. Or number two, province he must work him taxes. It takes him all piece we only collect him inside all this plus solwara. Now you must get him money out of the value block piece play me too because you got right to taxes too. You me talk lo reforms lo side lo ground. Now, Mihamas lo hari mo sem display government. If there is a one block good plus something where display government, you walk him. Emlo make so or resource owners play me or resources play me, country play me. Some people money more than ever before. In terms of oil play me, take play me. In terms of gas play me. In terms of minerals play me. That's all legal solo wara. You may not work in plan this yet. Prime Minister before. Tembloi mia ipinis 2027 election ni come up. It must got some like clear direction lo side lo solo wara tu. Tete imol kray tok lo you may like him by medeng. You put him something also 10 black canaries lo have. So that by halving him lo work lo fees. Me support him this black thing too. Me too like him this black work he must come up. But also me all kita, you me talk local lo medeng, me no got problem lo medeng, problem lo me also. Na you no taxi me blo line blo fees yet. Also wara blo me bla. But you kisim peace nothing also man blo medeng now talk ya. Labor kisim na blo one medeng na kisim. Na now blo one medeng by kisim na manu si supply nothing. You me must treat him all get this blo past him. Behind you me talk. Lo working all this plus something. Suppose no got ino fail lo me. Because if like at ground, me no got ground, lo me solwara. Now you kisim solwara, now when by stuff, and then you asking me, lo help him develop him manus, and help him develop him country. Now me no now working lo me because you kisim resource lo me. Me like him, me seriously look. Now time me send him more laws, you must make sure all this plus something must come up. Minister of Peace. Maybe I look him behind him, but me like him some money. Lo walking, no money when me like him, but money because we're come money talking game lo me finish na, I'm game lo me finish na elusive when me no sabi. But I'm always plakain something me like him come up. Minister, you minister lo solo wara too. Na me like him, you think him, you know can think him ta sola is no pretend also me harim or something come up, yeah? You must think him too also, me papa block piece too big plus two stuff, yeah? So time you okay, you think him always plus something. So me just like bring him this like I'm attention block come and blame me. Mibla Assembly no sa tok planti because Mibla sa all proper channel or taraim lo kisim all this Assembly da. But time you come up frustrated. Eventually by you hire me tok. Nungu jiblay timi no man lo tok. But me sabi go through all system blow me lo make so you may go through all proper way. Na time you know what now. Me look him also Ibla no mo harim tok kem na Mr. Tok. Me like him respect lo manu si masta. Time me walk him asalam sika before being come in. Directly me blind no work lo benefit. Planti lo me benefit out of this plan. But no good plonga me bla like him, me bla carry him on behalf of the country. Now you may talk to ken no work lo defense force. Tuesday by Deputy Prime Minister of Australia go lo hand him all some facilities Australia okay me come lo defense force play me. Na mi hama mas lo display. But me too lo question him all foreign affairs. Same kind also all display agreements where you mock him want them US too. Cabinet lo me bla alright man finish all spokesman bla me bla will all step inside the negotiation team. You bla no include me bla. The time you bla working all agreements. You bla lose thing lo me bla. Olo wonem by me bla karim heavy blow me. Me bla sim heavy na bla sim good blow me. Tete suppose defense force agreement one time US come strong now come inside lo country blow me. I blow all kita misal blow online blow ground wall no hamamas. Ba ino gulo blow all kita Papua New Guinea by come up lo me bla. Tas all kai blongem you bla like him you like him. No good blongem me bla mas kisim. Me like him display you must start look ken. Display kind something in a long run. And me bla all labun man liki tok thing and me one bla blong all this man lo parliament tete. Me bla line lo 97 ni kam nungut tu bla o tri bla member tas all nungut me bla sta backside lo me nungut bla all kita sta bla peran lo me. But me just like make him display come up clear. All kind something you meeting illik. Eventually, by leader, we will plant or something where can cause him people have come up province blame me, country blame me. Time blame me short, me tax him that's all same. One time display. Speaker, thank you, Trolla Harim talk to me. Me kisim talk to me la one time, we go you more kita house. Thank you.
Me look savel a member of long middle fly.
Thank you, through Honorable Speaker, or Luxal, or people from Middle Fly. Me too, thank you, true. Me too, like making some grievance debate, blow me. Based on 7 Planubla districts. I think in 2023, we've been making this debate. And then now I'm second time. Me plan this 9 plat districts. Plan di kaya me plan kaya finish lo government. Plan di something me plan sim finish. But me plan still talk lo kaya yet. While me plan this 7 plan new plan district. And me plan now to sol. I'm also baby. Since 22 me plan established in 3 years that's all. Now, all the time, me blood talk and me blood talk law. All blood district. Heavy blood all blood district. Now, 7 blood new blood district. Me blood not thinking. Since 23, me been this debate law. Special funding law this law 7 blood new blood district. Now, last year, 2024 budget appropriation, all been capturing. Me talk thank you, Lord Isla. But through money, me plan of him. Lo budget me stop. But through money, me no come down no district. So big pla heavy, big pla got emotion. One time, but me black seems the money in the building Lord Isla district now. I thought that should be the priority for all the 7 new districts. Mibla no sim samani, Mibla hard lo build him district headquarter. Mibla hard lo build him district hospital. Mibla hard lo build him district police station. Hard lo build him or schools from Mibla too. DSIP where you may have got like senior. Suppose you hard lo making mogada something and Mibla kissing people pen. Heavy lo Mibla district and 10 times, 20 times more than you blow on all blood districts. So Sambla time, Luksawa must come to Mibla too. But unitary debate, we will talk about by addressing heavy blood Isla 7 by Nubla district. I must come up with some whole government approach. All the ministers should be responsible to look into the 7 new districts. Minister for Police, one in plan by you Isla 7 by Nubla district. It's very unfortunate that some of the ministers are not here, but thank you, Lord Nubla Sambla Sidam. Grievance debate, all ministers in Abu Sidam na aren tok lumibla because I'm not going to want the minister, I'm going to the ministers. Minister of Education, one in plan blue law, 7 the Nubla district. Minister for Health, one in plan blue. All the ministers who got plan law helping supporting the 7 the Nubla districts. Because Mipla struggle. DSIB Mipla ba working one something. Some something Mipla ba making, but some something Mipla ba not making. And now Mipla creating a new block LLGs too. How about you make working all seat of government block this law new block LLGs too? Even again we are also creating a new wards underneath this new block LLGs. So heavy Mibla and go big block to mass. Again, me like making this mention of some seat of government and no come and big block pen Mibla Karemba. That funding should be released as soon as possible and as early as possible. Come to Mibla Mibla district, so Mibla should start in work. Now Mibla start by 2025. 27 I mean no time to working work. 26 that's what by Mibla work. But to build a district while not getting the seat of government, Nibla no in time to build it. Nibla come to Nibla election again. Seeing that the 7 new districts have not built any infrastructure, how about Nibla looks ours and that is a district, or that this land come up with a district. Some people Nibla taking off this criteria or come up district finish, and yet we are talking about funding from the national government all that time here. While Mibla is the new blood, Mibla no meeting one blood criteria yet. Some things Mibla was struggling and making. Some blood, no that. Like other districts, at least you got road and connect. Or maybe you start the side the water. But Mibla some blood, no that. Mibla's not inside the bush there. Are we going to build a road? Or are we going to go and build a district office? But building district office, maybe Bakari Mogota materials, Lobalus, or Chopper. These are some real challenges that Mibla facing. Big heavy Mibla facing stuff. So one ministers must look out of this heavy na. Team up on the Mibla na minister do. Provincial and LG affairs sem sawe logo ta heavy Mibla lusin lo MP sem sawe. So you must support him all this Nubla districts. Otherwise, Mibla will create another district again or something more again mi are motion. You may not build him all where you may create him finish. And then we are trying to create the next lot of new sets of districts. All blood you may not feed him na malnourished stuff na you may like go create him Nabla again. Or province too, but you may make him again. It's good. Law making was some size law district na province ko league. But you must responsible na support him all this law. Districts where you may carry most beginning. So grievance for me, Miss Samba Minister no stop, but Prime Minister I'm stop. Not grievance for me was please. Now in July and August finish. Nibla like him was seat of government blood is la Nibla 7th Nibla district. You must release him this la come Lord is la districts now. Suppose you plan to release him, me know how you been building more districts from Nibla. DSIB Nibla struggle of building some infrastructure, some you mean struggle of making. So this la seat of government and come by helping Nibla build him some infrastructure where Nibla need him. Thank you, True.
Honorable Minister, salam ba ito ko ako sa mating member Lunukuha?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, after you walking rolling of today by law anniversary of the Parliament of 41 years of Parliament building na yung start long. So me like Dr. Lorisalo long maki mi pla long is no West speak. We talk thank you long. Okoda something long you speaker or speaker before you or prime minister before you. Will talk thank you long you plan the Parliament okoda clock lo you me start long Australian colonization colonial education come. Will talk thank you long maki mi pla kada. We look forward to nami Togamas lo to member come back lo Parliament. Member come back long Nawai, now member come long Central Bougainville. Thank you long. You come back to Parliament. I mean, look sorry, lo making. All people blame me. Na kabum too sorry. Thank you straight lo come. Mr. Speaker, today is the 8th of August, 2025. Today is exactly the date that this Parliament was opened, 41 years ago. To me, like look so long. This is our architect named Longolem, John Jason, na Jean Omar Machat, who said he designed in this Parliament. One of them guidance long all Pablo Mipla, the Parliament at that time, led by Honorable Great Friend Chief Sir Michael Thomas Umare. One of them all members of the Parliament throughout Papua New Guinea at that time, decided in the Parliament. This is the Parliament and adopted law system, Mr. Speaker, you sabe, law Westminster Parliament. Law 1834, the Westminster Palace was burned down. And the Parliament at that time, was a palace. And during the history of the time, there was a competition to design a new Parliament to replace the Palace of Westminster. I was privileged to go to visit the Commonwealth Parliament with Governor Powie and with the Bougainville members to visit the setup of the kingdoms, the 4 kingdoms that make up the United Kingdom. The British government. Now, Miplago, na looking Parliament here, William Street is the original Parliament. Even to William setting the Australian Parliament too. So you talk thank you long Australian government, the people give him gift long Parliament, now you make a nice building is the Parliament. So this is the design. Adopted by the design that is originated by the name, by the prize winner of the competition at the time in 1834 by the name of Charles Berry. And now 2 plus something important, 3 plus. We said by Kababin is the design, the plan, the house, the outside belong. Now we said it give him thinking how I come up. Now this is the front belong this is the Parliament. And we kiss him straight picture belong. House Tambran or House Man Blomaprik. Now, you may lo simply give me a 2 kind house. Lo wara, na long, lo type lo yam, mi long, abelam, na long, arapes. So this la yam cancer, I am finish lo nuku. Me originate long Ambundi. Now, me talk thank you long, member of Ambundi Dreki, lo take him lead the chairmanship. One them Parliament long, come up him. Stadium na picture belong. Great Grand Chief lo yumi Michael Thomas Umare outside na mi talk thank you lo committee you lo kada lo Parliament lo kim sla long look sabe long probably yumi time lilig mangiet mi born yet Mr. Speaker lo place lo mi you got one house this la one kind house lo here safe them snap mi born inside lo this la outside na time mi like tram lo go close to the house Mama Bromisa Karamina rushing me because secret. Me stop na me look into the house, one kind of same house, long pran block parliament now, lo maprik, house igon up lo, sipi kwarai gan up long oliet, na mipla long andap ikat lo mi played. This is house in the story miam. This is house long all mans are sleep, all boys are sleep, in up lo triple moon, lo sim strong na sim save lo how long panim abus. House yam em narapla, house yam em house. All story molis la house, yam now, sim now put it inside long. Put lo kam lo line him long in front long house or semsla. Na andap long lo plus lo mistret di plus put him cut him diwai now shape long eagle. Lo put him straight lo andap long him lo headland. Na be face him isla house. Tambra. Mi plus call him houseman house tambra. Na main reason why or put him sign lo eagle or pisin long Tarangao. And because Tarangao sa panim abus. Nem sa kagay all fresh kagatas all abus. In all abus ibagarapinis na sting. So that's why also put him silo andap lo headland na now stop it lo. We plan na time we stop we grow up we go in up long. Mr. Speaker in up the last house and we puna ni goran lo I blow me lo plus blow me na I'm finished. Lo 1984 Mr. Speaker me selected come to UPNG lo Kim Science Foundation lo me from Pasam. There's a time long today, on the 8th of August, 1984, the Working Science Foundation for me, we black come with the same opening Lodisla Parliament House. Mr. Speaker, you must use more history. Long educated more beginning blame. You mean a story long, one is by working here in Parliament. Parliament is la house ya. Lo mibla lo plesto, strong blong, custom blong, abelam na, arapes. Emi no put him yam inside. Em blong, holy mol man bloko panim abus. Yam em nara block em blokam outside that you hit him yam in front of his house. Em now by you him abus where you kill him finish, Mr. Speaker. Put him on them yam. Now you deal him, now you work him custom. Now, Mr. Speaker, all Papa, almost how to announce him nothing young, lohib him until only sabe or some harvest by all right. I'm custom lo mipla mosen. Ta you plan him yam, lo mipla, Mr. Speaker, you don't have stop on them, Mary, now you go plan him yam. Mr. Speaker, can you plan him yam finish, lo next day, Mary no na bigolo yam kaden. Enough long close to or yam by grow kamadam now by looking more ground by brook. Now by chief na head block clan no place by talk people can walk him now custom lo yam no hip him yam. Na suppose I'm looking more ground in no brook good. Na yam I need no grow good. Them no around him now I cancel him. Mr. Speaker, I'm all story long. Custom lo yam na like explain him lo yupla. This is how shape long now start lo parliament ya. Long blah emia. Plani blah you know sorry. Me fortunate Mr. Speaker lo grow and need lord Papa. Close to me like go sleep lot last time brand too, but then me miss him na me go to school. Na me talk thank you long order said Islam make impossible or make sana bloye. Me talk thank you Prime Minister na ogoda all ministers na members of Parliament who said he give him respect long aste lo program blow sem creative for Mr. Michael one all got all Papa, all got all speakers no me before. We like talk thank you too long. Australian government, Indonesian government, no sana pandemi. We cannot be separated. We always forever together. Because geographically you don't have separate in Australia, nah, especially Indonesia because Mibla pass through one them ground long all. So Mr. Speaker, me like clear him we like to strong him to talk to the Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker. Long silent people talk thank you me. You go what the people will speak. Because you know no one blood time only vote him out St. Michael. People will speak win him all got the electorate no Commonwealth. You know Papua New Guinea all, Mr. Speaker. Only win him all got the Commonwealth, the whole him St. Michael, lo start you gonna have finish. Now me previous lo start with them 5 players before 2017 lo me finish. So me like to thank you again long. People will speak long no matter what. Only still we need me play it. Lo passing lo holim leader. So when Mr. Speaker, me like talk to you, you give me the opportunity, lo me not talk to lo not grievance, but me like story long. Plus lo you me long custom lo speak long how does how is sanap tam makim. Em no sanap nothing ikan meaning blang. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Member lo must be noticed.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Plenty time we'll talk Papa Ground, Igona. Parliament too establish Papa Ground area now. Okay, me like Saborim. Legally talk your minister. Time become a Mosby. 30 years ago, before me become a member. Late summers, I established 4 miles now. Wax in the mountain. Then got one house lab. Lo electric blow me. Lo Borgo 2, I got one house. M2 electric blow me. And a long time, maybe stable politics all live long and me like to thank you long all get a civic. 6 district plus civic. While me talk also we got one blemish. Time when we go a prime minister. Lord time long. Independent first prime minister of this country. Late Samurai. Civic province, all get a district, no got one blood development come up. You see the kind of charismatic leader of some late Samurai stuff. Emino Titin lo province long en. Em talk, you me only prime minister and I look all Narabla provinces past time. Em true, huh? That's the kind of leadership Em got. Aste all line long, you, Speaker, you blow walking good plus something straight last law. Sanam statue belonging 41 years of this building. See, this building you're looking very fantastic. Very icon. You look at Quila. You see all the Quila. This Lami Rosud, the design in a special way, where Papua New Guinea culture and tradition is belonging. So me like to thank you all family belonging. Now all the provinces or all the district inside law is civic, and I go law west civic too. Lord, this last time, I establish leadership, and I give time to Narwala province. Now, me right time through, you may put the statue belonging. Lord, legacy belonging, I must go yet, I go yet. Nah, I must stop. Me, Saborim, talk, minister. Okay, now to me like Saborim. Normally, it's a housekeeping sort of thing, but me like Saborim, minister of middle fly. Member of middle fly, housekeeping. Ask me. Speak up, you talk to one, that's what me like kissing and me like to rock. 365 days in a year. 52 fortnights. 26 fortnights. 14 days a fortnight. Now you may set up a member of place now, all voting you may come inside of parliament. We are privileged to be in the floor of parliament here today. Not by go yet. But when we backbenchers and other people at the grievance debate like this, when the ministers are you are not here, who should be hurry him and implement him? Constant time, maybe 40 minutes. Without, not even 40 minutes only. Namibla might talk grievance debate, Namibla talk. Some of the questions that we might ask, we are putting in the grievance debate in a form of statement. You must be on the floor of Parliament. Time on Makimilo member of 2017, I never missed one Parliament session. Time we go outside, yes. And 22, 2 minutes missing one block. You blood to work in party, but those are serious. Online people play looking and stuff. You on and over the Parliament. No can vote him on next time. Time old man hard work na work next money. You on a privilege package. You should be on the floor of Parliament to make laws and deliver goods and services to our people. So, me throw my talk to the houseman, you blast scale him, make sure all ministers you must be here to listen. Some of the time, question time is not enough. Number 3, law and order. Situation blow you mean of country. Situation especially in the city. Some of the time by 8 Mile, wildlife. Governor blow me one time people say go. That's people for it too because where are the security? Police supposed to be there. Before time long, Paul Tyson or Paul Tien, police commissioner, late Tyson. Sam Tyson, yes. Peter Igilio, and then Governor Gary Bucky. Also patrol the station blow like Geru, 6 Mile. 9 Mile, downtown, also foot patrol. Now you go look at station blow, station commander at work. Or all go say him, all call him a chorus buga, OB. All check him, who's at work, what's M? Now no got. Foot patrol no got. What's happening? Me blasting out, the car go pick up. Okay, when pick up, they spend another 2 or 3 hours. All was police car 2 by weight. Is the 10-seater going to be wait there for 3 or 4 hours to pick that officer? And then fighting over. This is all something we must address him. The basics. Check him all station. Especially in the city, you make a long and check him. Now me driving all the town and looking how much for Land Cruiser? Park long headquarters. What is those Land Cruisers doing? That time police all great well Bomana. Are they administrative staff or should be on the operation? More than 801,000 people working in headquarters. Policeman. They're supposed to be in operation. Non-policemen officers should be working in that department. Some lot, yes, policemen can work. Some lot, most of them there. Time we driving or plant the car stuff. Before no got one bus or pick up every morning. On already stuff, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock time to walk. I think by me put in bus or one station or city blow you me. Now also I was 8 o'clock by walk, bus by go on that. Also more got a car. All divisional head or commander or director give more Jusuki and all drive around. All the Land Cruisers pull him out. And then put it into where you may not need long and law and order. Now talk, no got people, no got car, no got logistic. Please, you may appeal immediate. Before the Connect PNG come up from Mosby City. Floodgate by off. Where is law and order in the city? How are we going to tackle it if we can't tackle the little issues now or fight the ethnic groups? Me too want a governor blow me for this stuff because floodgate off. Maski buru car or push or road talk, you may see him looking nubla road, not by come yet, city by pull up. Those are some of the things that we must consider. So law and order must be priority in the city because Now, we talk about king of settlement, Lord, get have me go. Now, me like king, Lord, Saweb, na mix him popular title, the next month when we president. Eagle Minister for Lands, na Prime Minister, and by giving the governor, and we blow up the settlement to Saweb. But at the end of the day, the security of our welfare, block community, blow you city. And by stable. So if police commissioner is watching, minister is watching, someone, one of you staff you are watching, go to the basics. Check him out, police station. He got car or no got? Logistic staff or no got? Put him on policeman, or foot patrol. Plenty of police officers, only staff, Tamlo, town headquarters, more than close to 800 or 1,000. Rouse him all. Come put him in operation. All cars rouse him. Give him almost around the street, foot patrol, so that we see our changes before independence. 50 years independence, special day of this country. Now, plenty old man outside, Prime Minister, President, Premier, diplomatic missions, they are going to come here. And they are not going to go to the provinces. They are going to come in the metropolitan city, and city and Blue too. And what happened here will reflect the other provinces. So we must be in preparation within the next 7 or 8 weeks. Stop. Me want the governor blow me ready. But me blah walking walk blah. Law and other must walk blah. So that we see the success of this very important occasion 50 years and Western.
Member of the Northeast, time you have received mark finish.
No, God, we finish him thread. It took time. Thank you, Speaker.
Honorable Member of Lomadan.
Mr. Speaker, I'll try and keep my grievance short. It's in relation to MBIL, the recent sale of some 3.2 million shares, valued at around, or sold for 350 million of BSP shares by the state under the direction or approval of NEC through the KCH. My grievance is that there was a previous commission of inquiry conducted into the sale by acquisition of the UBS inquiry, and the sale of Oil Search shares or acquisition by the state. And in that inquiry that cost some 28 million kina, the findings found that 72 million kina was involved in fees to put that transaction together. 72 million kina. The total transaction of buying and then selling, we paid over 464 million for that transaction. We don't know about something. This is transaction fees and interest fees. So my grievance, while this issue has been debated in the public, Prime Minister Staff me like him will take note, Minister for SOE will take note. The only way that plenty-time corruption will come up is when we buy and when we sell public assets. All man commission man sa kam line up walkie paperwork na sim kai blongo. Sometimes only at kai. Sometimes all man inside the government kai want them. Lo say lo MBAL, we no got evidence that talk Prime Minister involved or Minister involved. But we don't know. And the only way for us to know, there has to be transparency and accountability. So grievous debate lo me ask him, say, Mina Prime Minister. Want a minister, you can give him directive. Now can provide him this information. NEC submission. We've sample of staff minister before. We know the documentation where you can provide him come law opposition, me shadow minister for finance and planning, to be able to vet and confirm publicly the transaction was in order. So all public can talk, yes, MIPLA one bail because opposition has checked it and confirmed the statements by the Prime Minister and confirmed the statements by the Minister. Right now we have so much allegations surrounding corruption, ICAC, and many are directed against the Prime Minister. But know what the evidence comes.
We got point of order. Honorable Minister, what's your point of order?
I just want to inform this Parliament and the members that the brokers, the MP brokers, were paid 1.2 million kina to work for MVL, and that is on public record, totally provided. 1.2 million, nothing more, nothing less. Market price. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I think that the minister went on record to confirm. So I'm one side. So I'm glad that he's confirmed it. Now you may look at paperwork, now you may confirm it. So that means transactions on this side, where government paying for MVIL, and transaction on the other side, where MRDC been buying. You got kind way where man can walk in side. In this case, there's no evidence, but to satisfy the public and show that the Prime Minister is committed in transparency and accountability, that his government is committed. So you may not can you see him talk that's all. We actually have action to follow. All right. So those documents will include the term sheet. Now some lawyers will come and talk, oh, non-disclosure. We have a non-disclosure agreement, but unfortunately for them is non-disclosure agreements does not apply to public entities that are subject to the Finance Act. Because it's a public asset being sold, guiding principles under the Act require transparency, accountability. So non-disclosure agreement and no meaning long. Agreement also. We have legislation here. So I asked the Prime Minister, I said, put it on Ting Blow you. If you can issue a directive, I'll write to your office as the Shadow Minister, and also you can direct the Minister, provide those documentation so we can clear this up, so this issue isn't held against you like the UBS loan against previous governments. And the public can have confidence going forward that these are the measures. Unfortunately, our institutions that were tasked to go after corruption, not yet, bagarabi more yet, so we don't know now. People are losing confidence. So to bring that confidence back to Parliament, I look forward for the Prime Minister, Lord grievance debate, Lord me, Lord talk, yes, agree, provide the documentation, the people in the opposition can assess it, whatever is confidential, maybe like elusive, where we understand commercially is confidential, but for the purposes of accountability and transparency going forward into these 50 years, that the people of Papua New Guinea can be trusted, that the Prime Minister, his government is committed, and the opposition are working together to honor that commitment. Thank you.
Honorable Member Kokopo.
Mr. Speaker, Lord Luxavel, Lord Isla Chair, where one former Prime Minister to be stopped, I leave him Prime Minister Bloyumi, late Grand Chief Sir Michael Samarello, kiss him independence. Thank you, through Speaker. Me too, Misanap, Makimol people Blomi Long Kokopo District. Long talk, thank you, Mr. Speaker. The bold decision that you've been working one term committee, where now you may look in Masay, you've been witnessing, unveiling Lorisla statue, where you may be looking afternoon, so for example, you may Lorisla house, you may not been realizing, but suppose you may be looking, it was a sign of unity, Mr. Speaker. Time people have been sit down now sunset aste. For the first time, you look him sun, ibini kamantap, light good through, time we go down close to 6 o'clock. Now this is la emisanap maki molsem. Country blayumi, lo time long independence. We only been walk lo talk. Time Prime Minister, late Grand Chief Sir Michael Samare, he been born long East New Britain. Now, misanap maki all people belong East New Britain, especially all people belong Lo Kokopo District. Lo talk thank you. Lo life belonging. Long this la government. Set him up government. Now me can think him, lo this la date, where me been stop also 14 years old, Mr. Speaker. Now me wear him traditional. Attires belong East New Britain. Lo come up lo celebrate. Long opening lo this la building. All Sing Sing group have been stopped, but plenty of leaders were being stopped in the likes of Matthias Tolim, in the likes of Oscar Tamur, in the likes of Korean Burakit, member Blong Pomyo. Now, in the likes of the regional member, first regional member belong East New Britain, Roy Hudson, he was a plantation manager, who structured Halibim Long building of the nation. Misanaplo here. Now, we talk thank you long all get our leaders, we only give history. But legally political history of the province. You come inside the country. Now, time is up
9 years after the independence, this is a celebration of this building. Speaker, one more time, me play to thank you, you. Long continue, one time this decision. Me been harim this time only work lo talk plenty of leaders inside the country. Long 1984, just 9 years after the independence, plenty money talk all same now leaders, one kind all same today. Only talk all same big money, only spend him lo this house, blow on him something. It was again 224 million. I stand here to be corrected, but I was 14 years old and I can hear the history. I hear the history that yes, it was 24,400,000. It cost him this building today. And that is a golden opportunity for us here in Papua New Guinea. Now, one vision because this is how leaders play me. They did said something, Mr. Speaker. Now today, you fulfill him this all diriman belong all leaders play me. But tani nit long all prime ministers. Me too, me sanap makim all people blow me lo talk thank you long all previous prime ministers. And I come inside, time Sarah bin Amaliu. Only no bin Belabil long said, Grand Chief Sir Michael Samari. Nabiani bin Tokol Sem, me now, ba become a prime minister. Lord Isla for all of parliament. Time we must talk thank you long all this leaders. Na dedi blomi, Ereman to binding, even Sana Plan, or Likalimem Yoyo, Law one vote, na Sarah bin Amaliu become a prime minister. There's a lot of political history that he must have. He must put him so that it's going to be a story to tell in the future for our future generations. Today, we talk thank you. Two long old prime ministers, so Sir Julius Chen. Even though been got fight between Namatanal, New Ireland, one time all East New Britain, all Twilight. But only been come na sit down good so that time become a prime minister. Even though today Governor Blomanus, he will call him East New Britain, but there's a lot time East New Britain has been playing very important role. Now thank you. Today we must talk thank you. Now before me go inside on our grievances debate, Mr. Speaker, me to mission up, long commending this government. Look, talk thank you. Lo Prime Minister blame me today. Now to previous government, local Prime Minister so same right, you know, remember Pangia, Pete O'Neill, not all prime ministers. But today, this government, we will focus through this transition period, transformation, where some people you may have been looking, this transition period through long coalition government. It comes inside long government Layumi. Some people Layumi been born before the independence, maybe 6 years before independence. If we talk thank you, this all previous leaders, through long all speakers, governor generals. Mr. Time me will go down in 10 minutes to solve, but thank you. Mr. Speaker, may I commend him, this government one more time, not to thank you, Minister. Belong intergovernment relation, Lord Isla, amendment, provincial and local level government. Misana Ploye is a port city chairman. Now inside Loye, we talk thank you. Long amendment, long section 27. Thank you, Minister. This land now by paving way, blow me blah because he got plenty of differences inside long all local level government. Inside long urban local level government within the city. Now, you look now, me plan now. By this land, responsibilities by staff inside long authority. Thank you, Lord Isla. Plenty or something, but now plan where me like tuk long and long appointment long provincial administrator. Mr. Speaker, inside Loyam, me no looking manit long all CEOs long me by staff also money. By through Miss Abel say money need long city authority head and me staff long board the city authority board long appointed. Usatin by come up CEO. But people are looking to us and suppose he can one kind of some provincial administrator. So that this decentralization of powers, he must come back long all province and districts. On top long and Mr. Speaker, we talk thank you Ken Long, Prime Minister.
The government of the day na two minister. Lobo kim apology. Apologize igo long all lo disla election long all board members na president. This is very important. Lo referring to this election. Antap longen we must talk sem. Through the reform or before the reform, premier system is been strong too much. Na effective long all provinces, especially long East Britain. Plenty of roads have been building long East Britain because all yet been kissing revenue. One more funding has been stopped inside long all provinces through the provincial budget. Now, Mipla long East Britain, first budget long East Britain was roughly 9.7 million just after the independence, long delivering all projects inside long East Britain. But after a reform, time has been changed. Today, we kissing back power become inside long. Why gani? Now today we work to struggle, but underneath the government we believe was yes. You can work in amendments or work in finish na give back power. You go along all provinces. Now Bali can come up with some premier, like a speaker of parliament, like we can debate long all programs inside the respective provinces throughout the country. Thank you. This is a solemn debate for me. Grievances debate for me. Thank you. Speaker recognizing people of Kokopo district. Thank you.
Honorable Member, the Minister, Blongrum, the Minister.
Thank you, Speaker. Me sanap makim people blomurik, people blomiet lo engorang, with emotion today in this house. Mami sanap lo talk thank you to so. Makim family blow somare, Lady Veronica, all pikini blow me yet no family blow me, all people blowing goram. Me blow talk thank you, Lord line honors of this city, Moti Koita, people of Central Province, people of NCDC. Now all the people of this country, we're all the former leaders, Olikam Lohem, Long Highland, Iguanta Plong, Mountain, Long Nambis, Long Region Blomiblo Lomomase, Highland Region, Papuan, the Islanders, who have stood tall and strong this time, where you not got enough education on Papua New Guinea, now listen up. Now look at one months I speak in English good. I'm radio announcer and a teacher. Now look some of the leadership plan now. Maki mem. Lord come up or some leader, Lord lead him this country. Will I talk thank you to all former prime ministers of this country. Musad all listen up. Like kiss him this walk long, great grandchief. Say Michael Thomas Somare and Ibn Karimikam. But like Mikey Mouse, Lord, people from Mibla, Lord, Sipik too. Is Sipik. Where's Sipik? That time, any staff was some leader of Mibla, Lord, this country, now, Lord, people from Sipiks. Lord, talk thank you, Lord, good comments. Where you come up, Lord, this house, Lord, talk thank you, all people from New Britain. Lord, this time, Lord, talk also. All of you in this house have a history of what he has shared with you in the time of his leadership. La topic, thank you. Speaker, la topic, thank you. Committee, you. Not this house. All the workman Mary inside of this house, from the security at the gate, come on top. Now all the workman belong this parliament. Big thank you. Lo look sabe na kisim all people lo place belong na ausman blem na sing belong yet na Karimika. This song has never been performed anywhere else or in a show or any cultural thing. It is a traditional song that employ yet only kisim come outside la ausman. Only Karimika. inside Lodisla Sing Sing. All young Plamant also sing Sing. They must be physically fit to sing this song. Because you can see the steps, you have to go down and come up, go down and come up. And you must fit. Only exercise lo sambla moon no karim sila sing sing. And lo lakun man yet, grandship, late grandship, Sir Michael Thomas Umare. Na mipla kam, lo show him respect, na miloto thank you lo East na West Pacific people. And only no kam lo canoe, only no kam lo boat, or ship, only kam lo balus. Thank you for the time they also spent, to witness this unveiling of this big monument or statue whereby he bring in Papua New Guinea or some thinking blo lapun man and stop them long time. Yes, me I'm a mas lo good blo talk. Time and stop or some leader and talk long him. Say give him long all the line pastor. If not mask. I said this emotion thing because that is true. He does it. But when it comes to his time blow mandate mem, undivided support, the people of CPIC does it. And they bring him back into this floor. And it's a record. Now me or some leader will stand up in this house, lot time. I mean not blow marking pigini blame la come up leader of this house. But he tend to appoint me to be the leader of people of Angoram to come back to this house. So me to big thank you, say Michael family blame. The big thank you through the speaker. Lord, this looks away you got, now you bring more people along. Blessed thread come. Lord, saw him Kalsana. Thank you through, Lord, you blow get Usaiti attend him. Thank you, governors. Now you blow get Sabe, you block at one story, one time. Mila talk, thank you, Tasso. On behalf of people who need blood. One em blow this house. And something where by me blood discussing inside of this house, lo good blood blong country, and talk blame. So you may debate good plan, healthy. But don't take it time you walk by the outside of this house. See your brother, see your sister, one kind of sort. Story belonging. So Milato Bikla, thank you. Prime Minister, once again, Deputy Prime Minister, na disla government, lo look sabe, lo disla time. Long this something, this monument, son up, historical something, united people all gada, no leaders from Moiti Quetta, you stop inside of this house. I hope one day Moiti Quetta will also represent this house, na by got good plus story in a balance in people all gada, Papua New Guinea. Thank you, Lord, giving space. Lord, grant great ship, son up, Lord, this ground, son up, Lord, this house where by me soy mibla, or youngpla, no leaders for tomorrow, no beginning blomibla, what we can learn and how we will take this country forward. So Milato Bikla, thank you all the leaders. And I am fortunate to serve with him for 5 years. Time Kisimi come said, and he appointed me long place yet, not to you come on me by me, school me legally, now this time by me losing parliament. Now I promised me something. And that's what we did. Milato, thank you all the all line stop lo cabinet lo this time lo working decision long body blame Prime Minister. You know by mistake you all in chair blame. People lo civic look sabe. When you do the right thing, it will come in return. The good Lord knows. And all of us know. Yimi can talk you go come, but there's always. And I also want to thank one of our former Prime Minister who is in this house. Thank you for your support. Member of Yalbu Pangiana. Thank you. I'm a good lesson in my line in the time. I was an ordinary person when he took me in 2011. And I'm with the member for UVEC. We were one of those that created another new police force in Port Moresby. Now I'm the member of parliament. So be sanablo this loud so big thank you Lula. God by blessing blah blah blah. No opening thinking blah blah good blah wisdom must stop blah blah type sanablo just la flow blouse. Always be fair, respect that leadership and what people give you blah. Now they are watching. Respect one another in this house. Thank you. God bless. I like you, blogger, on behalf of people of Bangoram. Thank you.
Honorable members, the question is that the grievance debate be noted. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Honorable members, before I call on the leader of government business, Migat Liglik statement lo wokim. Now this is a statement that me pass long line me lo opposition. If we got talk come up, only walk long, Liglik issue long. Leadership lo opposition. Now I shooting talk to lo me also speaker me medal or affairs law opposition, but me not believe also me make him this law because me write him pass along all. Behind him took la pass where he come lo side long all. Na pass where me be right long all and me talk all same long all. That me look sabe long all yet took la pass come lo me. One bla Honorable James Nomamne, one bla Honorable Douglas Tumrasi, na tubla conflicting results. All sem na inside lo disla pass lo mi go long all, and me talk all sem. I will recognize a change when a duly convened opposition caucus meeting can confirm clearly an official minute of proceedings or a letter is returned from all members of the opposition whom they wish to appoint as leader of the opposition. So let us la part, let us la let pass me right along all yeah. And now, as of this morning, makes him pass a come long all. 10 honorable members of the opposition. Only right lo mi also speak I'll indicate him usat only like him by me come up opposition leader. Honorable Kit Uruhu, MP, Honorable James Nomane, Honorable Johnson Wapunai, Honorable Noah Cool, Honorable Peter O'Neill, Honorable Ricky Morris, Honorable Robert Atiafa, Honorable Rufina Pita, Honorable Simon Sia, Honorable Sir Pukatemu, and 10 blah blah. Opposition only got 117 or 17 blah member. Now let up long this line up to see me now. So let us all behind him pass with me right long all straight him. And now me make him this look sabe also himself. Walk lo me make him look sabe as Allah. Behind him pass with me right long all and this la part of me talk. One point of what you.
Mr. Speaker, while I note your statement concerning that members of the opposition written to you, Section 64 and clear, Olipac. So that governs the election calling meetings. It got lost up. So while I note that some certain members wrote to you, no one can write to you to appoint a prime minister. So the opposition yet must call a meeting. That meeting must be chaired by the opposition leader. Resolutions or motions must be moved at that meeting, then second at that meeting, then the results of that meeting all can inform you. So me like this talk, I know you made your statement, but me like, because I'm something of the public, so we have to be clear. The speaker cannot direct a meeting, he cannot chair a meeting of the opposition, and he cannot determine the outcome of a meeting unless there was a constituted meeting. Me like this put on record because you had your work in public statement on this issue. Thank you.
I think point of order medeng of honorable member medeng by in order because I'm loy talk sem. So behind him this law now I am talk this plan now. Me now senapol sem. You pla he must come up man. He got ball longan. You must got ball blah also man. Now go hold him caucus meeting. Now straight him this lie in one point of what yes.
Mr. Speaker, with due respect,
yes.
It is unparliamentary for you as a chair to say you make a ball, no, you plug a ball. Please, can you withdraw, please?
Honorable Deputy Opposition Leader, there's a statement. Talk pisin blayumi talk pisin blayumi. Lo talk him this la. na me like ask him yupla opposition. Suppose si law yupla must be any more sem you state him or mevlo medeng. You may get narrow point over that.
Well, Mr. Governor, for instance, I don't mind your business. So please, just allow us to resolve this. Mr. Speaker, parliamentary democracy is very clear. Numbers dictate. Whoever becomes leader, whether it be prime minister, whether it be prime minister, or is it whether it is going to be prime minister is voted on the floor. Opposition leader is voted by the majority of the members in opposition. We cannot have an opposition that has been hijacked by one-man parties when we have a big party in opposition that's already made up its decision. Mr. Speaker, you are enjoying that privilege on that seat because I appointed you, because I appointed you, are interfering with our business. You are interfering with our business. 10 members have already signed for this young man to become opposition leader. Mr. Speaker, you recognize this. You recognize this, Mr. Speaker. Member for Medan has never won a seat apart from himself in this country. PNC won 17 seats. We're still bigger party in opposition today. So we can't put up with this kind of rubbish. Mr. Speaker, you wrote to us asking us to put the letters from each member in writing to you. Now when the opposition leader is refusing to hold a caucus meeting, how can we resolve this matter? We have put it in writing to you, you recognize this. And stop playing politics. We need an effective opposition. We don't listen to this rubbish. You've done enough damage in this country with your social media bullshit. Let's do the right thing, Mr. Speaker. And let this learned lawyer he can go to court if he's aggrieved. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. He wants to be, let him go to court.
Honorable member of Yalibu Mixim Tok Tok Layu. At Miss Kelly Tok Tok Law, Honorable member of Medeng, M. Law. Mami Tokol Sem. Later company Slomina is Tokol Sem, but Diploma Solim, I will personally write to the opposition leader and ask him to convene an opposition caucus meeting. Na ibla sotim there's a legally in-house issue. Legally in-house issue na ibla waga kama tribe la now may cross long. So all same to song.
In accordance with the majority of the members in opposition. If he wants to be a leader of opposition, he has to produce his numbers, and he can't. He's running around in circles, creating problems for everybody. We owe it to this nation to have an effective opposition. You owe it to this House to make the decision and agree to the majority decision of the opposition members.
Honorable member of Yalibu Pangia.
Because they've refused on 2 occasions at our request to have this while Parliament sits here for 2 weeks and it doesn't happen. So you can take it from me that we will not attend. You can never your own opposition if you select. That's the way you want to run this Parliament. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable leader of honorable member of Yalibu Pangia. I was going to do that, spare the letters. But then when the honorable member for Medang pointed to me the law, I have to follow the law. So therefore, I am asking to all members of the opposition, and I will personally write to the leader of opposition for him to convene a meeting for the opposition to sort out this issue. So as that, because of that, the decision now is still that we maintain the status quo as it is until such time you convene the duly meeting, leave the opposition and sort it out. And then you let me know from the opposition caucus. Thank you. I now call on the Leader of Government Business.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I now move that the Parliament, at its rising, adjourn until Tuesday, the 2nd of September 2025 at 2:00 p.m.
Question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Honourable members, Leader of Government Business.
I move that Parliament do adjourn until Tuesday, the 2nd of September 2025 at 2 p.m.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Honourable members, Parliament is now adjourned to 2nd September, Tuesday, 2nd September at 2:00 p.m.
Governor for Manus will lead us in prayer.
Our Father in heaven, this morning, we come to you. Gracious and eternal God, we all sinners. We leaders, we yet that you forgive me, through your blood on Calvary, rouse him all to no good, we pray to the Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, May Holy Spirit blow stop on them to plan. Opposition leader, deputy opposition leader, Spirit blow stop on them. All give all wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, so that all can guide him this house, and members of parliament. Papa, may interest belong all people belong me play ego pass all get the interest. Interest belong lo give him service. It belong all people belong me play where you like him me play must give him. As me play go into 50 year block country, the 50th anniversary jubilee year, year lo reconciliation, year lo forgiveness, year lo me play lo look right part so that me play can save him. Interest belong all people belong me play. My presence place stop inside lo mibla as mibla go through lo session lo tete and this pray mibla ask him lo powerful name lo you na by you me he pray the Lord's prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Clerk Jenny Peterson. Notices. Honourable members, question time. The Honourable Member for Kerawagi.
Looks all people look Kerawagi.
I am Tosso.
May I ask you a question you got believe long to our good Minister for Civilization about Kondiawa Airport. I think, Mr. Speaker, every province in the country should be accessible by airport. They should get the airport. Kondiawa has been in dormant for the last more than 15 years now. It's insult to the government and actually it's raising a lot of questions in our citizens' mind. Airport in the country, Mr. Speaker, is part of national government outcome.
Honourable Member, may I interrupt you again? Sorry. Can you come again? Your question is directed to
Minister for Civil Aviation.
Civil Aviation. Go ahead.
Minister for Transport and could take note of it. In the last regime, there is a proposal for relocate Kondiawa Airport to Coop in Kerawagi district. The preliminary feasibility study has been in place. I think it's funded by National Airport Corporation with the last regime, the government. Feasibility study is in place. And actually Kondiawa is not viable because it's not technically viable for large aircraft to land in Kondiawa. So relocation is actually confirmed. Mr. Speaker, I want our good minister to tell us the progress of this feasibility study because it's going to serve. It's in the middle of Jiwaka and Simbu. It's only less than 20 minutes drive in. So it's a good location. So the feasibility study has been done, and I want our good minister to tell us how's the progress now. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Minister of Civil Aviation.
Thank you. Thank you, Lord Goodla. Leader, Honourable Member, Lord Haskim. Kondiawa, as you said, Airport Bloyumi. Currently, Mountain Iranim now, Bikla Balusino na Bigo. Na you got light aircrafts now, Lignik Balus, Kokang one time, na kind of sem. But along transferring this airport, Ikamlo, Coop itself, lo groundbreaking, maybe go. bibinigo na bin stop lo display time ng groundbreaking bin come up. First, also he got some lik work or like make him nothing. Government one time, maybe provincial government only give him 2.5 million. Now all work him some work, that's all report. Now something all finish him good. Now beyond only go again lo work him narapla report again long 10 million lo work him detail report na scope na bill of quantity na all arabla list or to all ba work him final dan display 10 million no got money been look sawe seems only been request up to now. So last time me been kisim legally brief around the country, now me come kisim brief lo display I'm also 2.5 years and been come up also. Na legally report or look sawe only been make him tasol no got one blah report me kisim in detail long 2.5. But request long 10 million stop almost put me go long. There be in plenty time got funding na NEC work law follow up stop. Maybe talking more long try look again na kind of sem. But look anyway na kind of sem maybe good plan more long or some leader you blah can bung one time na can write him one blah strong blah pass na you may can ask him recommendation blah me blah can ask him na you may can try pursue na look him. But at this stage progress come up yet no got one blah funding come yet na kind of sem so. Bibla mamas is our kundiawa can be relocated. Na simbu juaga can serim display become lo hagen happy ko lo goroka. You can make him also but seems me ko lo groundbreaking enough lo now and progress that fast. So by mibla follow up so you help mibla long hook him display follow up. Now you can look him na. Tu me like talk save long you me all kata all sem. Feasibility studies na detail scoping na all display kind something himself costing millions of kina. Why na display come up? One specific work only make him. Display all kata you may can check him. Big flow project so one you may like make him all talk 20 million, 40 million, 30 million. That's lo paperwork that's all. Paperwork that's all na. Then actual project so we eventuate. Now display 10 million and me fill him and plenty. You may can look good now. You may can reduce him come down. Flat land you may can level him now. Make him easy work. Culverts or something actual cost them by one up. That's all. Just paperwork it must come down. So this way you may can pursue him up. So you blah bung one time write him one blah pass where you blah get again sign or some blah one bell or move him kondiawa go lo coop so you may can work bung one time with NEC my team and we can show some funding progress. Thank you.
The Honourable Member for Goilala.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in my people's chair to ask a question directed to the good Minister for Mining, but he's not here, so I rather prefer asking to the Prime Minister. Prime Minister, my question is, Mr. Speaker, my question is in relation to Tolokuma Mine. The then Tolokuma Mine, now renowned or renamed Toru Minerals. The Tolokuma Mine may not be that colorful that will attract attention, but if we put Tolokuma Mine in the middle of people who all have a lot and those of us who have nothing, Tolokuma Mine is important to Golala people. I'm prompted to ask this question is because lately we see happening around Tolokuma Mine after the liquidation and the laying off of staff and also the shutting down of the operations of Tolokuma Mine. And now we have a Toru Minerals that has taken over and owns the license and everything else. And before I go on, let me from the outset thank MRA and the Marabel Rosso government for the first time connecting Tolokuma Mines to the rest of the world. And the road is at Fane in the proximity of approximately 5 to 6 kilometers from the mine. So the Tolkomo mine is visible, and it will not be an expensive mine anymore. Everything that happens will be by road. So thank you so much, Prime Minister, and your government, our government, as well as through MRA. Why I ask this question is that I'm holding a live document, which is an MOU signed, revised MOU signed on the 30th of November 2007, when the then mining minister was Sepu Katemu, member for Abao. The previous MOU was signed in 1993 or around there. In this document, this live document, a copy that I'm holding, there's a lot of very good things that will benefit the people of Golala. Unfortunately, the mine has existed from 1993 up until the time of liquidation, and now it's starting. It is a sad story to say here that the local member of the area is not aware of what is happening. I think the good governor might not be in the picture as to what is happening. We are here to represent our people. We are not in another country where the land is owned by crown or state. The land is owned by people. But by virtue of people owning the land, people must be the first people to know what is happening. And in doing so, likewise, open members, because we represent people here. We are not in Australia where the state-owned land and you just walk in, using the might of state to go and do anything and everything you want to do on people's land. So my question, Prime Minister, is, as Mr. Speaker, my question through you to the Prime Minister is this. Enough, Prime Minister can talk several of people of Golala. At what stage we are in with that mine? One. Number two question, we have tenement areas that are also within the proximity of the mine. You have Sere, Duma, Sindo, Saki, Mount Orom. All these are also high deposits areas. So we of the Golala people of the view that as soon as Tokuluma is coming to its variable states, or if the material or the gold is running out, there is a possibility of extension into these tenement areas because there are very frequent exploration activities going on without even I knowing. No courtesy call, no courtesy to me and Governor in terms of writing or roundtable. I know the Mining Act or Extractive Industries Act doesn't allow me to sit, and some of us are pushing for that, so we are also on the table. So, good Prime Minister, can you advise or inform the people of, or Speaker, can the Prime Minister inform the people of Golala, one, where the mine is now, at what stage? Number two, what are the goods, apart from developers and the state, the provincial government and the LLG, excluding GDA, hoping that GDA comes on board, what are the benefits that the people of Golala will get through benefit sharing when the mine does kick off? And two, because we have those tenement areas, it is a mining lease, ML. Is there a possibility that in the near future, this mine will be SML, Special Mining Lease Area? So those are my few questions, but like I said, we are for the mine. We want the project to go ahead. It is just that Madam Governor, she's not in the room, but I stand on her behalf. Madam Governor and me as local member need to know what is happening in our backyard. Because 3 days ago, some land officers landed in Mondo, which is close to the mine. And we received calls that the people were trying to remove them. So our advice was, let the lands people to go ahead and do what they want to do. We don't know why they're there, but they're there already, so allow them to do what they want. So that is my line of questions through you, Mr. Speaker, to the Prime Minister, because this mine is critically important to Golala people. We don't have anything. we don't even contribute to the coffers of the government. So if this mine is coming, we would want to know, but we do it properly. So we give government share of it, and our people get their share. Developers get their share and go. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Prime Minister, before I ask you to respond to the honourable member's question, I'd like to remind all members that we only have 45 minutes for question time. So when you have a question prepared to ask to a minister, and you want to give a background of those questions, make that short, get to the point of your question, and the minister whom you will respond, if you have a long detail of answering that question, prepare yourself well, and you can ask for a leave after any question time to give a long detail of answers. The short question answers that you can give to a question, you just give a short answer to a question so that we give enough time for all you members to ask questions on the floor of Parliament. The Honourable Prime Minister.
All right, thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I want to appreciate the question raised by Member for Guelala. Firstly, I want to also give assurance to the Member for Samarai Murwa, who did ask a similar question last week. Sometimes next week, when the full answer is with me, we'll take a paid advertisement so that our constituents in respective areas of our country, the provincial governments and the country knows in respect to those questions raised, especially matters relating to resource projects in our country. In respect to Tolukuma, it is a mining lease operation, and the governance framework around a mining lease operation will take its course. But whatever it is, I am quite surprised that the district and the province is not aware of the operations of the mining reopening of Tolukama. I will make it my business to make sure the mining department and MRA in the process of issuance of license or operations, the provinces concerned are fully aware. Province concerns are fully aware, and in the event of not just Tolukama but any important resource projects that is happening, all national government departments must inform the province concerns and the district concerned on what is happening. Certainly for Tolukama, I understand a mining lease was issued. The road that is now close to the mine area is partly assisted by the MRA and partly by the investor concerned. The mine was abandoned some time back because of the return on investment was not sufficient to cover operations because of the airlifting of personnel and every operation supported by helicopter operation out of Port Moresby. Hence, the resource was not able to be harvested sustainably in as far as making profit is concerned. But the new mining leaseholder has shown extreme resourcefulness in trying to deliver a road into the mine area so that it can cut away the use of helicopter. And the last time I was flying in and out of the area, I was able to fly through to see the road being punched up into the Owen Stanley Ranges. I will inform the mining minister to get a full brief on this one. But something I want to give full assurance to the member concerned. Pango Party policy adopted by this government is that any resource project to the scale of a project that is being operated, where possible in the mining agreement, whatever national government secures, 40% is passed back to the province and to the landowners. Simply because they're in the project area precinct, they need to feel that the project is part of them and then part of the project. And certainly if it is a mining lease that will be operated, I look forward to the mine agreement, a new agreement that will govern new Tolukama going forward. There'll be a place for the district, there'll be a place for the province, there'll be a place for LLG and landowners on the table. We don't want to leave landowners and all local parties behind. But at the same time, we must also understand these mines also must be profitable for benefits to be shared all around. And whatever engagement, national government does engage with the project developers, benefit we secure. About 55% of the 55%, 40% of the 55% must be and will be passed back to the landowners, just like we're doing in Pogra and all the other projects we negotiated. So certainly the Guelala DDA, the Central Province, and the landowners will not be left outside of the Polokoma, which is hope the mine is proven successful in as far as return on investment is concerned, and everyone around could benefit from a new Polokoma. Thank you.
The Honourable Member for Sinasina Yangumur.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I'm grateful that the recipient of my question has made an orderly entry. So I'll welcome him with a question. The sale of the MBIL's shares in BSP Bank have been a big matter of controversy in recent times, and it still remains a controversy. Mr. Speaker, it's a very important national issue. We need to resolve it in the national interest properly, not to give airy-fairy answers that obfuscate the real position of the questions that we are asking. So I have been saying all along, Mr. Deputy Speaker, that the Motor Vehicle Insurance Limited is a trust company. It's a trust company. The property managed by that company is owned by other people, motor vehicle owners, before and now. That includes most of us here who are driving motor vehicle. We own that trust fund. We own the money inside that fund, managed for us by our government. That is the law. That is the case. What the minister has done recently was to sell assets in that fund. And he's diverted the fund outside for government's other use, as he said in a recent press statement, to be used to rehabilitate other failing state-owned enterprises like PNG Power and PNG Water. But those funds are not to be used like that. That is the law. And what has happened is illegal, it's a crime, and we need to have answers to this question. I should have asked this question earlier last week, but I didn't because there was a key document that was missing. I didn't have it. Finally, I have it in my hand. And I'm going to tender it to this Parliament. It will prove that everything that the minister has said previously was wrong, was perhaps deliberately wrong, to hide the truth. And I will tender this document for this Parliament scrutiny so that we can have a proper legitimate debate and come to the truth. And I will ask my questions before I seek to tender this document. This document is a deed of settlement and indemnity. It was signed on the 9th of April 2001 when a controversy arose when the government stripped the fund of all its assets, left the liabilities behind but took all the assets away, and in doing so created an insolvent company. MVIL was insolvent. The matter went to court, Mr. Speaker, and I happen to be the lawyer. I took the matter to court and we won because we proved that what happened was wrong in law. And that agreement we reached to settle the matter is documented in this deed, and I'm going to tender it. So my questions are, Mr. Speaker, I'll give the Honourable Minister a copy of my question and also table the deed after I've asked my questions. Mr. Deputy Speaker, can the Minister agree that, one, at all material times, the state was a trustee shareholder of MVIL, and the beneficial shareholders were the past and present motor vehicle owners. Question 1. And 2, the deed of settlement that I've mentioned above confirms that all the assets in MVIL currently, including up to recently the 3,751,051 shares in the Bank of South Pacific Limited, were inherited by the MVIL from its predecessor entities, including an entity in those days known as the Motor Vehicles Insurance Trust, MVIT, a statutory trust. And later, all those assets were transferred to a company by the same name called Motor Vehicles Insurance Trust Limited, or MVITL, which was also another trust entity. And ultimately, or thirdly, across to PNGBC Limited in the process of the amalgamation of PNGBC and BSP Bank, transferred from MVITL to PNGBC, and then finally, all those 3,751,000 shares were transferred from PNGBC back to MVIL. Meaning that if you trace the history of those shares, it came from a trust fund, a pool of trust fund, to the MVIT, from which was called MVIT, then to MVITL, then to PNGBC, and finally into MVIL, where it is now. So if you trace it properly, at all material times, Mr. Deputy Speaker, can the Minister agree that those were trust properties owned by past and present motor vehicle owners? Not a free gift. They remain for the purposes of the administration of the third-party insurance scheme in Papua New Guinea administered by MVIL. Never a free gift, never a beneficial free gift, never a beneficial free gift. It remains trust property. It's documented here, Mr. Speaker. I'm going to prove it. It's a legal document sanctioned by the court.
Make your question.
I can see my questions coming home now, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, can the Minister now agree that the state's sale of the MVIL's shares in BSP and the diversion of the proceeds of the sale is a fraud and is illegal? Fourthly, the Minister's press statement dated 16 July 2025, he said that the state intends to use the proceeds of the sale to rehabilitate other failing state-owned enterprises like PNG Power and PNG Water Limited. Does that continue to constitute a crime of stealing and misappropriation of a trust fund? Next. Can the Minister now, in this chamber, before all the honorable members, undertake to freeze the proceeds of the sale until, in an escrow account, until